morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Drafts Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Tonight, we are going to be bringing you the Orix Buffaloes and the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. It is the first game in a best-of-3 series that is going to take place today, which is the Saturday games, Sunday, and a rare Monday ball game in Japan that will take place Sunday night North American time. We're looking forward to bringing you all the action in these 3 games. Tonight, we feature the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters, who are seated in second place in the Pacific League. They, through 20 games, are 11 wins, 8 losses, and a tie. And they will go head-to-head against the Orix Buffaloes, who are, through 24 games, 12, 11, and 1. And they are nestled in third place. So both two of these clubs right now are in the playoff positions, as we like to say. And that is where we have it. So we'll give it the starting lineups tonight for the visitors from Osaka. Leading off for the Buffaloes and playing in center field is number 1, Shuhei Fukuda. Batting second and playing second base is number 3, Ryo Adachi. And the 3 spot and doing the catching is number 4, Tomoya Mori. In the cleanup spot and doing the designated hitting is number 40, Leandro Cedeno. Batting fifth in left field, wearing at number 7 is Ryoma Nishikawa. Batting in the 6th spot and playing first base is number 44, Yuma Tongu. Batting 7th and playing third base is number 6, Yuma Mune. Batting 8th at shortstop and wearing number 24 is Kataro Kobayashi. And batting 9th in right field, wearing number 99 is Yotaro Sugimoto. They are going to be facing Hiromi Ito, who takes to the hill. He's got a 2-0 record for the Fighters. He's worked 26 innings this year. He's allowed 16 hits, 5 runs, all of which have been earned. He's walked 3 and struck out 26, and he's pitched to a 2.173 earned run average. Well, that's your starting lineup for the Fighters. Now your starting lineup for the home team for the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. Leading off and doing the designated hitting tonight is number 3, Gosuke Akado. Batting second and in left field is number 50, Ryota Isabata. Batting third in right field is number 66, Chusei Manami. Then the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 2, Ariel Martinez. Batting fifth and doing the catching is number 64, Yua Tamiya. Batting in the 6th spot and playing third base is number 30, Yuya Gunji. Batting 7th in center field is number 7, Go Matsumoto. Batting 8th at second base is number 4, Daigo Kamikawa Kabata. And batting 9th and doing the playing shortstop is number 43, Tetsuki Mizuno. They are going to be facing Ren Makuki, who takes to the hill tonight. The starter for the Buffaloes has not seen action since the 2022 season. He was originally the first-round pick, number 1 in the 2021 draft. He was at Tohoku Fukushi University. The 24-year-old is making his first appearance since 2022, where he was at that time 2 wins and 1 loss with a 1.002 ERA and 17 2/3 innings worked over 4 starts. Those are your starting lineups for tonight's action. We appreciate everybody who jumps in. Our friend Sales Windshield Repair says, who do you think is going to win the game? Well, you can look on our community page. It'll give you all the answers as we've been making our predictions all season long, as that is on our YouTube channel as well. We'll be back in just a couple of moments with all the action. Appreciate you guys for popping in here with us tonight. It is Buffaloes and Fighters when we return in just a few right after this. First pitch ceremonies are just being taken care of. We'll be back here in just a couple with all the action. It is the Buffaloes and the Fighters tonight from Escon Field in Hokkaido. We'll be back in just a few. Hiromi Ito is taking to the hill to begin his warm-up tosses. We'll be back in just a couple moments with the first pitch. It is Buffaloes and Fighters right around the corner. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be coming to bat here for the Buffaloes in their half of the first inning. It'll be Shuhei Fukuda, Ryo Adachi, and Tomoya Mori to face the right-hander Hiromi Ito, who is off to a great start here this season so far. The right-hander is just completing his warm-up tosses, and we're ready to get this one underway. Not quite the top of the hour, 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 a.m. Eastern, or 2 o'clock Japanese time start, as they are just a little bit behind. Look at some news and notes from around the NPB. Just a couple of things regarding this game here tonight. The Buffaloes have scored 13 more runs than they have given up this year. They have the second best potent offense in the Pacific League. Fighters, on the other hand, have scored 9 less runs than what they have scored. As we look at their offensive statistics, the Buffaloes surprisingly are in fourth place with home runs. They've only hit 9 homers in 24 games, and they've only stolen 5 bases. So the least amount of stolen bases, not a lot of team speed. Their batting average as a collective whole is 243 as a team, so that only trails the Fukuoka Ball Club, who's hitting 258. But their pitching with a 2.43 ERA is the second best in the Pacific. That is of the Buffaloes. So here we are ready to get this one underway, as it is 2:02 p.m. local time for the first pitch, and it is a fastball that just misses up and away to Fukuda, and we are underway. 1 ball and no strikes to Fukuda. Fukuda hitting .355 in the early going. He's got no homers and 3 RBIs. He's off to a phenomenal start. The left-handed hitting center fielder takes a fastball on the inside corner for called strike. The count is 1-1. Our friend Sales Windshield Repair in the house. Zay is in here tonight. He is a Fighters fan. Our friend Fox 12 says he took Last Rouse Baseball's best pick of Hanshin and nuked the Tigers for -1.5. Well, hopefully, I know my stuff. There's a fastball that is swung on and is lifted foul, and the count goes to 1-2. Well, we've been doing all right this year. It's difficult to pick baseball, and we are north of the 500 mark. And as you can see, it is not easy to make your selections. And then when you get into the spreads, that even makes it even more difficult. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Fukuda as the right-hander Ito kicks and delivers. Fastball missing upstairs. The count now runs even to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. It'll be Adachi and Mori to follow here in the first inning. As Ito ready to go again. He does pitch from a stretch position, and he kicks and fires. Fastball swung on and lifted foul. It's going to keep the count at 2-2. Defensively tonight for the Fighters in the outfield from left to right, it is Isobata in left. Matsumoto is the center fielder, and the right fielder is Manami. Around the horn from first to third, it's Martinez at first. The second baseman is Kamikawa Kabata. At short, it is Mizuno, and the third baseman is Gunji. The battery of Ito and Tamiya, as the fastball swung on it, is lifted into shallow right center field. Coming in on it as the center fielder Matsumoto. He calls off Manami. He's going to make the catch, and that's going to retire Fukuda for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that will bring up the second baseman Ryo Adachi. Once you get past a couple of hitters in the order like Fukuda and Leandro Cedeno, there's some pretty ugly batting averages in the lineup here tonight. Ryo Adachi would have one of them hitting below the proverbial Mendoza line at 182. He bats from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Ito, who kicks and delivers. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and one strike. Right-hander ready to go again as he works himself and delivers. The first pitch is a fastball that misses inside, and the count goes even to 1-1. Fox 12 says Swallows' first batter just scored. There goes 500. Just taking a look. Sometimes the scoring early and often can dry up later. As there's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. If I remember correctly, it was Otake who was pitching for the Tigers tonight. And Cy Sneed is going for the Swallows. There's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. The count now goes to 2-2. So yeah, it was the first batter of the ball game. Welcome. So 2 balls and 2 strikes here to Adachi. And there's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Oh, he stood there like the house by the side of the road, and that is going to retire Adachi for the second out of the inning. And that is going to bring up the catcher, Tomoya Mori. The home plate umpire tonight for this one here is Manabe. And he has one of the more animated strike zones in all the NPB. You watch him punch somebody out, he really, really, really gives you that uppercut. So that brings Tomoya Mori to the plate. Mori hitting 190 on the year, another one below the Mendoza line. He swings at the first pitch fastball and fouls that one away, and the count is 0-1. In tonight's lineup, there are 3 players batting below 200. And then if you look at it, there is another 3 more players hitting below 230. So 6 players in the lineup tonight hitting below 230 for the Buffaloes. They're trying to find something to get going here. Right-hander Ito gets his sign from his catcher Tamiya. Now he kicks and he delivers. It's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes even to 1-1. Friend Titus in the house. He says hello from the land of the rising sun. Zay said Stephen Kwan hit a leadoff home run today, and Cleveland still went on to lose 6-2. That's truth. You can get the game going and then fall right apart. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count goes to 1-2 on Mori. Fox 12 says that Cy Sneed looks like the guy from the Game of Thrones. Fox also says that last year he made bank off the Buffaloes, but they don't look as good as this year. One of my beefs with the team is the number of changes in the starting lineup. We're going to cover this entire series. I'm sure Zay pumped the fist when he read that today. We'll be on tomorrow and the day after. And the thing that I find with the Buffaloes is their hitters just can't get rhythms. You got to play every day. If you're a player, you want to be on the field in a 6 game a week, at least 5 times, if not all 6. 1-2 pitch on the way. There's a fastball swung on it, is lifted foul into the seats over on the third base side. Count remains at 1-2. Facing professional pitchers at any level, you want to play every single day. And when you play every day, your timing gets better. You see the ball better. And Nakajima, the manager, it looks like he puts names in a hat and draws them out every single day. We don't know who's going to play, when they're going to play. It's hard for guys to get on a roll. There's a fastball that is right down the middle, taken for a called strike by Mori, and the count goes to 2-2. Have to look at that one on the replay again to see where that was, but boy, oh boy, that looked pretty darn good. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the right-hander Ito kicks and fires. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. Coming hard is Manami. He makes the catch on the run, and that is going to retire Mori for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it here in the top of the first for the Buffaloes. Well, they had no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. We are through a half inning. Your score is the Buffaloes nothing and the Fighters coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for bouncing in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be back in just a bit. Got a 0-0 scoreline. We'll be back in just a few right after this. Welcome back, everybody. The starter for the Buffaloes, Makuki, is completing his warm-up tosses, and we're about ready to resume the action here. As we mentioned at the top of the stream, he has not seen action since the 2022 season, and he is making his first start of the 2024 campaign. Always have some concerns about that when you have a new pitcher starting for the first time. You don't know what the read is on him. Of course, the pitcher for the Fighters, Ito, has been electric this year. That carried on into the first inning of this game. So that's always a concern when you're having to make your analysis and you're determining who you think is going to win. So that is going to bring up Kato to the plate. He leads it off hitting .308, no homers and 1 RBI as the right-hander kicks and delivers. First pitch fastball at the knees, taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. First pitch was at 90 miles an hour, right on the inside corner of the plate. Right-hander rocking into the windup, and he kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. There's your first hit of the ball game, as Gosuke Kato is aboard with a leadoff single. That is going to bring up the left fielder, Ryota Isobata. Well, Isobata enters the ballgame tonight hitting .238. He's got no homers and no RBIs. He does have 5 stolen bases to his name. So he is somebody you want to try to keep off the base paths. Our friend Zay says that is a good start. That is correct for you and for the Fighters fans who would be listening in tonight. Batting from the left side is Isobata. He waits on the offering from the right-hander Makuki, who delivers a fastball, swung on, grounded over to short, fielded neatly by Kobayashi. They go to second for 1, back to first, and that's going to be a double play. That's going to go in the books as a 6-4-3 variety. And that is going to retire Isobata. And Kato gone for the first out, and that will bring up Chusei Manami to the plate. But before we get a little bit too much ahead of ourselves, they are going to go to replay on this one. Manager Shinjo here in the first inning wants to have that one reviewed. We'll get a look at it. So far this year, we are 5 for 6 in our replays. Definitely out at second base. And I think this one's going to get overturned. I think we're going to see this as a fielder's choice. So I'm going to have to get the eraser out and get that off of my score sheet. I think Isobata will be safe on the back end. He did get down the line in a hurry. We'll see what they have to say. And on the other replay, I have to think again, that even reinforces it more. I don't think this is going to be a quick challenge by any stretch. They even have an overhead view here. Friend Jason in the house tonight. We welcome him to the stream. Our friend Zay is here as well. So we got fighters on the one side, buffaloes on the other, and here comes the umpire. And he rules the play safe, so it is going to be overturned. We are now 6 for 7 on the calls this year. Kato gone on the fielder's choice, 6-4 at second base. Isabata safe at the back end. It's going to bring up the right fielder in Chusei Manami. Well, for Manami, he's hitting .263. He's got 3 homers and 10 runs batted in. Waiting on the first offering from Makuki, who delivers a fastball missing inside for a ball. Counts 1-0. Defensively tonight for the Buffaloes, from left to right, Nishikawa is in left, Fukuda is in center, and the right fielder is Sugimoto. Around the horn from first to third, you've got Tongu at first, Tadachi at second, Kobayashi at short, and Mune at third. Makuki and Mori as the battery. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted to deep left field. Moving back, and it's going to be off the wall. It is going to be fielded by Fukuda. Rounding third and heading home is Isobata. He's going to slide in safely. The ball is cut off. And Manami has got himself an RBI double here in the first inning. And the Fighters are out to an early 1-0 lead. As Isobata able to score all the way from first on that ball into the left center field gap. And that's going to bring up the first baseman, Ariel Martinez. Well, for Martinez, he's batting .216, 3 homers and 9 runs batted in. I have to say, the speed of Isobata, very impressive. It wasn't even going to be close at the plate. Interesting the way the balls ricochet off the walls. Probably a good idea for these two clubs, or at least visiting clubs when they get in there, to pound some balls off the wall to see how they pinball around. So Martinez up at the plate, waiting on the first pitch from Makuki, and there's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is going to be hammered into left field past the glove of the third baseman, Mune. Had to make sure that it got through was the runner, Manami, but that's going to put runners at the corners, as Martinez is aboard with a single, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Yua Tamiya. So we almost had a double play to begin the ball game here, as off the bat of Isobata, his legs were able to get down the line where he was able to reach safely, and then the next thing you know, he scores on a double by Manami, and now the Fighters have something brewing here with one gone, with runners on the corners. So this brings Yua Tamiya to the plate. Tamiya batting .388 here in the early going. He's got no homers and 4 RBIs. Getting an opportunity to play more frequently because he is swinging the bat. He bats from the left side here against the right-hander Makuki, who is struggling in his first action since 2022. As the right-hander works himself set, checks the runners, now delivers. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. We've seen the fastball generally sitting around the 90-mile-an-hour mark. But I have to say, there's not a lot of life on the pitch. It looks like it's a rather flat fastball. Not a lot of cut or run to it. Doesn't appear to be a lot of depth. So be curious to see how the Fighters are on this one tonight. Fastball misses upstairs. Count runs even to 1-1. Last fastball was at 90 on the gun. Manami, the runner at third. Martinez, the runner at first. One gone here in the bottom of the first inning. The Fighters are on the board. They lead 1-0 now, as Tamiya waits here on the offering from the right-hander, as he gets the sign and he works himself set. Here comes the 1-1. It's a breaking ball swung on it. Is popped foul down the third base line. Giving chase is Mune, but he's going to watch it drift into the seats. It's going to put the count at 1-2 to Tamiya. As we noted at the top of the stream, we are going to be on the airwaves again tomorrow, same two teams, as well as Sunday night. Tomorrow night's game will go off at 9 p.m. Pacific or midnight Eastern, so earlier starts both for tonight or for tomorrow and the day after. Rare Monday baseball in Japan. We'll be there to give you all the coverage for it. So here comes the 1-2 offering as the right-hander works himself set and delivers. Breaking ball swung on, grounded over to the right side, and it's past the bag at first base, and it's going to go down into the right field corner. One run is going to score. Martinez is going to round second and stop at third, and that's going to be a double for Tamiya. It looked like it may have hit the bag and ricocheted past Tongu. So Tamiya gets himself an RBI in to score Manami, the second run of the ball game, and now they've got a conference of Buffaloes out on the mound as the pitching coach has come out to talk to his young right-hander who is struggling here in the early going. So Tamiya the runner at second, Martinez the runner at third, Yuya Gunji coming to the plate. The last pitch was a split-figure pitch. It actually wasn't all that bad a pitch. It was down in the zone, and he was able to hit it, and it just got through Mune down the first base line. I thought it might have hit the first base bag, but somehow it found holes within the first baseman, Yuma Tongu. I might have said Mune. So the Fighters are flapping their wings here in the first inning. Only 10 pitches for the starter so far, and there's been already a couple of runs worth of damage and more ready to come. So the right-hander holds to the set, now delivers. Breaking ball, taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Gunji. Gunji batting .230 on the year. He's got a couple of homers and 7 RBIs. As they said, the splitter wasn't that bad. It's true. It was a decent pitch. Fastballs don't really have a whole lot going for it right now. Not a lot of life, not much cut, really not much taper on it either. And so when you have nothing going for you, you better hit your spots. Fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. That's going to get a pair in. Martinez comes around to score. Stopping at first is Gunji, but he's going to get himself a pair of RBIs as Yuya Tamiya comes in to score as well. And that is going to increase the scoreline to 4-0 for the Fighters. It's all an uphill battle here for the Buffalo Ball Club as 4 runs to work with for Hiromi Ito is absolutely a mountain full of runs. So 2 RBIs for Gunji. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Go Matsumoto. Well, for Matsumoto on the season, he's hitting .215. He's got no homers and a couple RBIs. And the offering on the way, it is a fastball swung on it. It's line foul down the first base line. Probably there are fistfights at the bat rack in the Fighters dugout as players are wanting to get up to the plate to face the young pitcher, Makuki. So Matsumoto in the hole at 0-1, waiting here on the offering from the right-hander who holds to the set. And now he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball missing upstairs, and the count runs even to 1-1. So fireworks early tonight in Escon Field in Hokkaido as the Fighters have jumped out to an early 4-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning. As the right-hander works himself to the set position. And now here comes the offering. He kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on, grounded to short. They go to second for 1, back to first, and that is called safe. And let's see if the Buffaloes are going to make a challenge on this one. Boy, I know Matsumoto got down the line pretty good. It's going to be at the bare minimum a fielder's choice. We'll have to wait and see if they're going to challenge this baby or not. I'd like to get a replay of it ourselves. It doesn't look like they're going to challenge here, as it is going to bring up Daigo Kamikawa. So Gunji erased 6-4. He's gone for out number 2. Matsumoto, the runner at first, and Kamikawa at the plate. The first pitch is a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. Fastball just sort of floats up to the dish. Here comes the 1-0 offering as the right-hander works set. Kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on. Grounded through the 4-hole into right field. Another base hit. Kamikawa has got himself a single. Stopping at second is Matsumoto. That is going to leave it all up to the shortstop, Tetsuki Mizuno. Zay says, let me get in a bat before they pull him. Yeah, absolutely. And they've wasted no time. They've been swinging early in the count. The deepest count so far in the first inning was to Tamiya. You only saw 4 pitches. Everybody else, it's been first or second pitch swings. The balls have been put into play pretty quick. So Mizuno at the plate. He's batting .227. Takes a fastball outside for a ball. The count is 1-0. Mizuno, no homers and 4 runs driven in this year. As the right-hander checks the runner at second, as he works to the set. Here comes the pitch. There's a split-finger pitch swung on and missed. The count goes even to 1-1 on Mizuno. Mizuno, the 9th hitter to come to bat here in the inning for the Fighters. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Makuki checks the runner at second base as he works to the set. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses down and in. Mori does a decent job to stop it. I'm not sure that I like the backhand that he tried to do. It's going to run to 2 balls and 1 strike. Trevor Parker says he's putting 100 on the Buffaloes right now as they are down by 4. Well, wonder what the live odds have turned to in this one. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. As Makuki holds set. Now delivers. Fastball lifted foul down the third base line, and the count goes to 2-2. I forget the game the other night. I think it was the Carp. Maybe it was the Carp and the Swallows. Somebody had come from behind, scored a whole pile of runs. Ended up being a 9-8 ball game. I checked in. I think it was like a 7-2 game, and wake up the next morning and it was 9-8. So here comes the 2-2 pitch as Mizuno waits here on the offering for Makuki. Breaking ball swung on and fouled away. It reaches the seats down the third baseline. The count remains at 2-2. Home plate umpire calling for some new baseballs. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Mizuno here, the 9th batter to come to the plate. Only 22 pitches thrown here in the first inning by Makuki. But yet he has 9 batters already faced in the inning. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. And now they throw over to second base. They try to come in behind Matsumoto, but he's easily sliding back to the bag. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. Right-hander against the left-hander as the right-hander holds to the set position. Now he delivers. The breaking ball swung on. It is lifted foul down the left field line. Count remains at 2-2 to Mizuno. We will keep you up to date around the NPB tonight. There is scoring in other games already. Every game in the Central League has points on the board. 2-0 Giants have the lead over the Bay Stars. That's in the top of the second. Carp have a 2-0 lead over the Dragons. That's also in the top of the second. And the Swallows 2-0 over the Tigers. Bottom of the second. Breaking ball misses outside. It's now 3-2 to Mizuno. So runners will be on the move here as soon as the pitcher goes to the plate. Manager Nakajima with his many looks. Gazing on here, watching his young right-hander struggle. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Runners go. Breaking ball swung on, lifted into left field. Camping out underneath it is Ryoma Nishikawa. He's there to make the catch, and that is going to do it. But there's been damage done, and lots of it here in the first inning. 4 runs by the Fighters on the benefit, by my book, of 6 hits, no errors, and a pair of runners left aboard. We are through 1 complete. Your score is the Fighters 4 and the Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us. We're glad you guys could be here with us tonight. Hang tight. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top half of the second inning. It is a 4-0 lead for the Fighters. We are getting into our great coconut water by the Thirsty Buddha, as that is going to be our beverage tonight of choice. And not only that, with a little extra pulp in it to go. Hopefully we'll keep our voice in check. We've been struggling a bit this year with a little bit of a raspy voice. Usually this time of the year when you get some what we call the allergies in the area. But it's going to be the heart of the order coming up to bat for the Buffaloes. Leandro Cedeno, Ryoma Nishikawa, and Yuma Tongu to face the right-hander Ito here in inning number 2. And the first pitch on the way is a fastball swung on, and it is fouled back straight away behind home plate, and the count is 0-1 to Cedeno. Only 17 pitches in the first inning for Ito. He was very, very efficient. Our friend Troll in the house tonight. He says, here we go. Trevor says, he just remembered I put 100 to win 900. That would probably be what it is right now. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes even to 1-1. Although I have to say, they're going to have to chase Ito early if they're going to have a chance. I know Troll was asking us if we were going to be doing games. We got 3 of them in a row here tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday for you, Troll. So hopefully you can join us for all the action as that fastball misses down and away, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Cedeno. Cedeno hitting .301 on the year. He's got 5 homers and 15 runs driven in. Waits here on the offering. It is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Cedeno. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to the big fella. He's off to a nice start this year. 5 home runs in the month of April, or / March, April, I guess. Trevor says, what's the next game you're doing? We're doing another one tomorrow night. All the NPB games are on tonight. As that breaking ball misses down the way. We're going to stay with this whole series. So there is baseball tomorrow, same time, but it'll be actually same channel, but it'll be at 9 o'clock Pacific, midnight Eastern. So an earlier start, but also on Sunday evening, it'll be a 9 o'clock Pacific or midnight Eastern first pitch, as it is a rare Monday game in the NPB. There's a fastball swung on and missed, Cedeno goes into the books for strikeout number 2 for Ito. That's the first out of the second inning, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Ryoma Nishikawa. Well, for Nishikawa, he's batting .224 on the season. He's got no homers and 4 runs driven in. As the Buffaloes are looking for their first base runner here against the right-hander Ito. You could just see it was going to be a tough one at the office here tonight for these teams. Here comes the first pitch. Fastball swung on it. It's going to be lifted foul over on the third base side. Giving chase is the catcher, Tamiya, as well as the third baseman, Gunji, but it drifts off into the seats, and that's going to run the count to 0-1 on Nishikawa. Nakajima looking on. He was a former player, and he was a former Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighter in his playing days. Yes, he is the current manager of the Buffaloes. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Fastball misses outside. Count goes even to 1-1. And I guess a trivia question for our group here is, what position did the manager Nakajima play predominantly in his playing career? Let's see who is sharp to that. There's a breaking ball swung on it, is grounded foul over on the first base side. The count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Nishikawa. He'll be followed by Yumatongu here in their half of the second inning. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on. This is going to be lifted into the seats well down the third base line. Count remains at 1-2 to Nishikawa. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Right-hander Ito ready to go again. As he leans in and he gets the sign from his catcher, he works himself set. And kicks and fires. It is a fastball that misses inside. The count now goes to 2-2 on Nishikawa. Said Ito likes to pitch from this sort of stretch position. I say sort of stretch. Doesn't really have to hold the runners, but he's able to just keep it pretty simple. Doesn't have any windup to go into. Breaking ball swung on. Another one fouled off, and the count remains at 2-2 to Nishikawa. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Ito looking pretty smooth here tonight. I think he's going to be very difficult to score runs off of. You're going to have to hope you can get his pitch count up and chase him in some capacity and take your chances with the fighter bullpen. There's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 2-2. We were talking earlier about statistics of the Pacific League. The fighters' pitching staff have a 2.84 ERA, which is 4th in the Pacific League in that category. They are ahead of the Marines and the Golden Eagles. Golden Eagles have the worst ERA in the NPB, or I should say in the Pacific League. Fastball swung on, grounded softly to second. Fielded neatly by Kamikawa Kabata. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Nishikawa on a ground out 4-3. He's gone for the second out of the inning, and that's going to bring up Yumatongu. Well, for Tongu, he enters tonight's game hitting .226. He's got 3 homers and 12 RBIs. We called the Buffaloes last weekend. We said there were only a couple players in the lineup that have home runs, and that is holding true here again tonight. 5 homers for Cedeno, 3 for Tongu. There's only one other player who is homered for the Buffaloes this year. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 0-1 on Tongu. So no balls and 1 strike. Breaking ball misses or catches the outside corner. Tongu sure didn't like it. Literally buckled his knees because he was not impressed. Not only did the pitch look like it was outside, it looked like it was low as well. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and it's a fastball that misses down and away. Counts 1-2. I can tell you Ito is not going to complain about that. If he's going to get pitches like that tonight, the Buffaloes might have a hard time getting a hit. Here's the 0-2. Fastball misses off the outside corner, and the count now goes to 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander Ito ready to go again. He works himself to the set. Now he kicks and fires. Fastball swung on and lifted foul down the right field line. Count remains at 2-2 to Tongu. Fighters are off to a 4-0 lead as they jumped the starter Makuki for 4 in the first. Buffaloes are trying to unlock the key to the pitcher Ito here for the Fighters. Here comes the pitch. As he kicks and delivers, fastball swung on and fouled away down the right field line. Count remains at 2-2. Zay says Ito is going to need some more rosin. Yeah, he lives with the rosin bag. I remember a couple of years ago when he would throw pitches, there would be puffs of smoke that would come out of his hand. It looked like it was like a vapor trail coming out of the hands of the starter. Here comes the 2-2 pitch as the right-hander kicks and fires. Breaking ball misses down and away, and now runs the count to 3-2 on Tongu. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. We'll call games, as we said, Monday up to Monday, the Monday games in Japan. As that fastball misses upstairs, and Tongu's aboard with a base on balls, the first base runner allowed tonight by the pitcher Ito. A 2-out walk, and that's going to bring up the third baseman Yuma Mune. And then our schedule, we are going to be in Seattle to see the Mariners and the Braves on Monday. That is on our docket. I'm projecting Max Fried against Logan Gilbert. Looking forward to the action there in Seattle. So right-hander against the left-hander. Ito holds set, now delivers. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Mune. Mune batting .215 entering tonight's game with no homers and 5 RBIs. Like his Buffalo teammates off to a slow start this year. As we mentioned in the first inning, only 3 players hitting above .230 in this Buffalo lineup. Fastball taken for a called strike. Count now goes to 0-2 on Mune. Jason says he's planning to go to the game on Wednesday. I was originally looking to go to the game on Wednesday, but unfortunately I've got some other commitments here. Monday is the only day I can get down the I-5, and it's the only time the Braves are coming in this season. So Braves and Mariners baseball, gotta like it. The Atlanta Braves are one of the best hitting teams in all the major leagues. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses down, and the count now goes to 1-2. By my books, it could be Max Fried and Logan Gilbert. By the time our friend Jason gets down to see it, I'm not sure who you're going to see. I don't know if that's going to be Chris Sale. I think the starters tonight on Friday could be the ones that you're going to see on Wednesday. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Mune's in the books. He's gone for the third out of the inning. And that is going to do it here for the Buffaloes in their half of the second. There was no runs. There were no hits, no errors. There was a runner left aboard. We are now through 1.5. Your score is the Fighters 4 and the Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with us tonight on your Friday night or early Saturday morning. If you're in North America, We'll be right back in just a few after this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of the second inning, and we're trying to get ourselves an orange peeled on the in-between. So we are back. This will be good for the throat. It'll be the top of the order coming to bat for the Fighters. That means it's going to be Kato Isobata and Chusei Manami, the 1-2-3 hitters in the order. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses outside to Kato. Kato tonight, 1 for 1. He singled his first trip up. Swings at a fastball and fouls that one away down the first base line. So Kato here batting against Mikuki in the second inning. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball that misses well off the plate. The count now goes to 2 balls and 1 strike. As we said, whatever we can get to try to get the throat to settle down a bit. We're not even really into full allergy season. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Dropped by the catcher. That is one thing that bothers me. I'd catch the ball if you want to earn that strike. Makes the umpire look bad. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kato. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on the inside outs it, and it's going to get through the 6-hole into left field. Kato aboard with his second base hit of the night. He continues to swing the hot bat, and he's aboard with a single. And now he's going to bring up Ryota Isobata to the plate. That was a batting performance of self-defense. He really did a good job as keeping his hands inside to fight it off. Good piece of hitting there by Kato. Well, that brings Isobata to the plate. He is 0 for 1 tonight. The first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Isobata looked like he grounded into the double play with the third pitch of the ball game. The call was overturned, and that ended up lighting a fire underneath the Fighters in the first inning as they went on a rampage of 4 runs. So no balls and 1 strike as the Raider Mikuki delivers a breaking ball, misses outside. Count goes to 1-1. It was the legs of Isobata beating it out that was able to keep that inning going for the Fighters. Here comes the 1-1 pitch, and there is a breaking ball, waved that and missed, and the count now goes to 1-2. Isobata is one of the league leaders in stolen bases. He's got 5 to his name. So the runner Kato at first with nobody out. A 1-2 count here to Ryota Isobata. Right hitter Mikuki kicks and delivers. Breaking ball swung on, lifted foul into the seats over on the third base side. Count remains at 1-2. Other news and notes from around the NPB. I'm not sure how that happened, but I think one of the reports coming into the game tonight was the Hanshin Tigers had not given up a home run in 15 consecutive games. And I think our friend Fox 12 reported the first batter of the game had deposited one into the seats as that fastball misses inside. The count is now 2-2. And that was a club record since the formation of the two leagues back in 1950. Central League record is 17 consecutive games done by the 1950 Chinichi Dragons. Well, you can scratch that off the list with the home run to start the ball game for the Swallows tonight in that one. As the 2-2 pitch is ready to be offered, and it is a breaking ball missing down, and the count now goes to 3-2. The Murray Giants have a record of futility going on right now. They have gone a club worst 12 consecutive games, scoring 3 runs or less. Well, they're off to a good start tonight. They've got a 2-0 lead. And the game they're playing against the Chinichi Dragons. So they've got a chance against the Yokohama DNA Bay Stars. It's the Carp and the Dragons that are going at it. Fastball swung on, lifted into straightaway center field. It's going to be caught by Fukuda, and it is going to be a double play as the runner Kato was on the move. So that is going to be a double play, and it's going to go in the books as a 9-4-3 putout. Kato gone for out number 2. And Isobata gone for the first out there, and that is going to bring up the right fielder, Chusei Manami. As we peek in at these other scores, 2-1, the Carp have a lead now over the Dragons. That's in the bottom of the third. And the Tigers have got one back on the Swallows in the bottom of the third. That's a 2-1 ball game in that one. There is scoring at the PayPay Dome in the bottom of the third inning. The Lions have a 1-0 lead over the Hawks, and there's a fastball swung on. It's grounded through the 4-hole into right field. And Manami's got his second hit of the night. That's a base hit here. So that is a 2-out single. That's going to bring up the first baseman, Ariel Martinez. Well, for Martinez, he is 1 for 1 tonight. He has singled and scored a run. As he bats with 2 out and the runner at first here in the last half of the second inning. And here comes the first pitch. It is a breaking ball. He check swing fouls away over the first base dugout, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Our friend Fox 12 says Hanshin's got 2 men on and nobody out. The moment he bet on him, the 70-year record was broken. There you go. Here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. That was a nice piece of hitting there by Martinez. He did a pretty good job of keeping the hands inside. Ball's fouled off. Fox 12 says, did Hanshin just hit into a triple play? Now that I don't know, but I'll take a look at that, and we'll get a chance to see if that is the case or not. We'll see what they are reporting. It doesn't look like it. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is popped up into shallow center field. Moving in on it is the center fielder Fukuda, but moving back on it is the second baseman Adachi, and he's there to make the catch, and that is going to go as a pop out to 4 for the third out of the inning. Doesn't look like a triple play. It looked like it was a double play, but I didn't see the result of that. There was runners at first and second. So it looked like possibly a double play. It was a grounder to short, probably a 6-4-3 or a 6-3 double play for that game, as our friend Fox was inquiring about. Well, no runs in the inning here. There were a couple of hits. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. 8 hits so far pounded out by the Fighters in the first 2 innings. 4 runs to show for it. We'll be back in just a few, everybody. We appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight on the Last Rouse Baseball YouTube channel. Your score, Fighters 4, Buffaloes no score. We'll be back in just a few after this. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher. Be sure to check him out after the game.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat here in inning number 3 for the Buffaloes. That means Kotaro Kobayashi, Yataro Sugimoto, and the top of the order, Shuhei Fukuda, to try to unlock the keys to success against Hiromi Ito. Ito has delivered 43 pitches in the first 2 innings, as the first pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is quickly 0-1. Kobayashi enters the fray tonight hitting .267. He's got no homers and 6 RBIs. Kobayashi, at the end of last season, was really swinging the bat well for the Buffaloes, to the point where they had him hitting in the 3-hole for much of the playoffs. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 0-2. He has floundered a bit at times this year, got off to a really slow start. Only recently has started to put some string of games together where he has been a bit more consistent at the plate. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball misses down and away, and the count goes to 1-2. I think at this point, as we said earlier on, the key to the success is they got to get into the bullpen as early as they can. So if they can ratchet Ito's count up, one would have to think that, knowing Shinjo, he'd be more than happy to take him to 120 pitches tonight. Fastball swung on and missed, and that's going to retire Kobayashi. Strikeout number 4 in the books here for Ito. He's going to bring up the right fielder, Yataro Sugimoto. Well, for Sugimoto, he's entered the fray hitting a .189, no homers and 1 RBI on the season. A little bit disappointing for the big man, as game has fallen off. His best year of his probably entire career was the 2022 season, as that breaking ball misses inside. He and Masataka Yoshida, hitting 3-4 in the lineup for most of the year, did a lot of damage for the Buffaloes. But he has fallen off big time in the last 18 months. There's a fastball that misses outside, and the count goes to 2-0. And now Ito is requesting a new baseball from the home plate umpire, as it's 2-0 here to Sugimoto, looking for one that possibly will work. So here comes the 2-0 offering, as the righty delivers a fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 2-1 on Sugimoto. There is a fastball that's taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 2-2. I hope I can hit the hot mic quick enough so you don't hear me chewing on any oranges or anything in the background. That would be annoying, and I apologize if that is the case. Here's a breaking ball, waved at and missed, and Sugimoto down on strikes for the second out of the inning. So just let me know if you can hear it, because then I will hot button that a little bit quicker. So 2 gone as Sugimoto is in the books. That's going to bring up the top of the order in Shuhei Fukuda. Fukuda hitting .355 entering the ball game tonight. He flew out to center field to get the ball game going here. So Fukuda batting from the left side, he really chokes up on the bat. Has that slightly open stance, and the pitch on the way is a slow breaking ball missing up and away, and the count is 1-0. 5 strikeouts in the book here in the early going for the right-hander Ito. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-1. Buffaloes have had only one base runner tonight. It was the walk to Tongu in the second inning, as he was stranded there. Now the 1-1 pitch on the way. Breaking ball misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Right-hander kicks and delivers. Fastball misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike it is to Fukuda. Not a big traveling section, but it is a noisy section for the Buffaloes. 3-1 on the way. Fastball taken under the hands for a called strike. The count now goes to 3-2. I have to say, I do like Ito. I like the way that he carries himself on the mound. Just everything about him. He's pretty smooth. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now is going to remain at 2-2 to Fukuda. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. He'll get himself a new baseball, rubs it up. He's ready to go back at it here to the Buffaloes center fielder. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on, popped up behind home plate. Moving back on it is the catcher Tamiya, and he leaps up, but he can't get it as it just drifts back into the netting. It's going to keep the count at 3 balls and 2 strikes to Fukuda. Fukuda is somebody you want to keep off the base paths. He can run a little bit. He's only got a couple of stolen bases this year, but you don't want to tempt your fate with him. That is for certain. He can make some changes with the game with his legs. So 3 balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander kicks and he fires. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep center field. Drifting back on it is Matsumoto. He's there to make the catch, and that is going to retire Fukuda for the 3rd out of the inning. And that will do it here for the Buffaloes in their half of the inning. They go quietly, no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. We are now moving to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Your score is the Fighters 4 and the Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action right after this. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight. The Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred with Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the bottom half of inning number 3 and slated to come to bat for the Fighters. It'll be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters. That means it's going to be the catcher Tamiya. That'll be Gunji, the 3rd baseman, and Matsumoto, the center fielder. Tamiya tonight is 1 for 1. He had a double his first time up. It was totally bizarre. Got past the first baseman, Tongu. As I said, it looked like it may have hit the base. Tago needed to do a better job of throwing his body in front of it. That ended up bringing home a run. So he is up to bat here to face the right-hander Makuki for the second time. And the first pitch is a fastball swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. Tamiya batting an even 400 now on the season, with that double back in the first inning. As the pitch is on the way, it's a slow breaking ball that comes inside. If you're going to get hit by a pitch, that's the one you want to lean into. That one there, just inside. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is to Tamiya. I might want to say it's Friday night fireworks around the NPB. Lots of scoring all over the place. No changes from the last score lines that we gave you in the Central League, but there is scoring as the Marines have jumped out to a 1-0 lead on the Golden Eagles. We've taken the home team in all the games tonight across the NPB with the exception of the Carp, as we feel they'll go into Chinichi and get a win. Breaking ball taken for a called strike. Well, looks like that pitch did hit Tamiya, so we thought it didn't, but it looks like it has been ruled a hit by pitch. So he is a board. 1 strike here to Gunji. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count now goes to 0-2. I want to see if I can get a replay of that pitch again to batter Tamiya. It looked like it had come inside. Looked like it could have hit him. He tried to avoid it, but not quite the case. So that is a hit by pitch to him. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. I like the way they update it. They call it a dead ball when you have the literal translation. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is looped softly over to second. Adachi makes the catch. Retreating back to first is Tamiya. So he stays at first base. Gunji gone for the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up the center fielder, Go Matsumoto. For Matsumoto, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He bounced into a fielder's choice his first time up. He was later stranded at second. And here comes the first offering to him. As Makuki delivers, it is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1. Sometimes I don't want to predict ill will, but I would have to say this is usually where if the pitcher gets the hitters here, that 4th inning could be a real struggle. So keep your eyes peeled in the next half inning. If the right-hander will be able to survive. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball swung on, hit softly into right field. Coming hard is the right fielder Sugimoto. He dives. He can't make the catch. That ball is going to get down for a base hit. Stopping at second is Tamiya. So Matsumoto gets himself a single. Good effort there by Sugimoto. That's going to bring the pitching coach out to the mound for the second time tonight. So we got runners at first and second. It's going to bring Daigo Kamikawa Kabata to the plate. But yet another conference of Buffaloes on the mound. You'd have to say the Makuki's not going to be here very long in this one. Probably try to stretch out whatever you possibly can. Get as far as you can in this one here to take the pressure or keep the pressure off of your bullpen. Sugimoto came in hard. He slid. He kept the ball in front of him. Get a look at the replay. Actually, he probably should have caught the ball. I think they're going to rule it as a hit. But I think that ball should have been caught. It looked like it hit him in the heel of the glove as he was sliding. Definitely not an easy play. That is for certain. You don't want to see anybody get hurt out there. That's for sure. Here's the first pitch to Kamikawa Kabata. It's a fastball that misses down for ball 1. So 1 ball and no strikes. 49 pitches here now for the right-hander, as we are not through inning number 3 yet. Cookie checks the runner at second. And checks him again. Here comes the pitch. There's a split finger pitch, swung and a miss. The count runs even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Cookie, the right-hander, holding set, checks the runner at second, and the pitch on the way. Split finger pitch, swung on a miss. The count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kamikawa Kabata. He had singled his first time up. He was stranded at first. That inning finally it came to an end. So here comes the offering. 1-2 on the way. Fastball, take it for a called third strike. Oh, Kamikawa Kabata, he watched that one go by right under the hands. He's in the books for the second out of the inning. And by our count tonight, that is the first strikeout recorded by Makuki. That was actually a pretty good pitch. Looked like it was a two-seamer. Started inside and made its way back across the inside corner. Puts Kamikawa Kabata away for out number 2. That's going to bring up the shortstop, Tatsuki Mizuno. And for Mizuno tonight, he is officially 0 for 1. Flew out to left field, his only time up. He takes a breaking ball for a ball, and the count is 1-0. I've got 9 hits tonight for the Fighters in this one so far. We're only in inning number 3. As the right-hander checks the runner at second and now delivers. Fastball misses down. It's now 2 balls and no strikes. Looming on deck is the top of the order in Gosuke Kato. Left-handed hitting Mizuno waiting here on the offering from the right-hander Makuki, who checks the runner at second. Now delivers. Breaking ball swung on. Taps softly back to the pitcher. Fields it. Underhands it to first. That's going to go in the books as a ground out 1-3. And that is going to do it here for the third out of the inning. Well, Makuki was able to escape yet another jam. No runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. We are now moving to the top of the 4th inning, the first third of this one in the books. Your score is the Fighters 4, the Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you all for jumping in here with us tonight. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have lira. We have yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OP-Chi baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Thanks, Steve. We'll be back in 30 seconds with all the action right after this. 4-0 for the Fighters as we move to the top of the 4th. Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to come to bat. Adachi, Mori, and Cedeno here to face the right-hander Ito. The first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Adachi 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out looking his first time up. 2 for 12 on the season, batting 167. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on, grounded over to third. Oh, really nice play there by the third baseman, Gunji. Going to his backhand side, making the play, and fired across the diamond. That is going to retire Adachi on a ground out 5-3. He's gone for out number 1, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Tomoya Mori. 60 pitches through the first 3 innings for the starter, Ito. It's going to be interesting to see here how he is able to get through this one. I wonder if he can get them 6. That would be good news for the fighters. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball missing upstairs to Mori, and the count is 1-0. Mori tonight 0 for 1. He lined out to the right fielder to end the first inning. His average also looking kind of ugly. He's batting 188. He steps out, and he's the gamesmanship between he and Ito. He's like, hold on here. I'm not set yet. Ito really working at a pretty quick clip. There's a fastball swung on it, is popped up foul over on the third base side. Giving chase is the catcher, Tamiya, but that's going to drift foul, and the count is 1-1. I think right now, anything you can do to try to get Ito out of his rhythm, with they're going to call time and step out and whatever it might be, they want to try to throw him out of step. Hitting is about timing and rhythm. Pitching is about disrupting the timing and rhythm of the hitter. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. The count is now 2-1 to Mori. Certainly he has got a good tempo and pace going here, does Ito. Here's the 2-1. There is a fastball that misses upstairs. It's now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike it is. Right-hander again, ready to deliver. He kicks and fires. Fastball misses upstairs. It's going to be ball 4. That is going to be the second base runner allowed tonight by Ito, as Mori has drawn himself a walk. A 1-out walk here in the 4th, and that'll bring up the designated hitter, Leandro Cedeno. Only other runner to reach base was Yumataga with a walk back in the 2nd inning. I have to say, even though Ito has yet to allow a knock in this one, he has not exactly exhibited some of the best command and control. He has been able to induce some swings from hitters that, especially Shuhei Fukuda, who's flown out twice to center field. And he has got himself deep into counts a couple of times. As there's a fastball swung on and lifted foul, the count is 0-1. As I said, I don't know if he's going to be around long for this one. Pace he's going, to me, probably he's gone by the end of the 6th. If he does get beyond that, that would be a miracle for the fighters indeed. So no balls and 1 strike as the right-handed hitting Cedeno waiting on the offering from the right-hander Ito. Ito kicks and delivers. Fastball swung on and missed. Count now goes to 0-2 on Cedeno. So no balls and 2 strikes. Fighters and Buffaloes here in the first game of a 3-game set. Establishing his lead over at first base is the runner Mori. There's a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul into the seats down the first base line. Who would have thought that Mori would have more stolen bases at this point than he does home runs? He's got 2 stolen bases. He doesn't have a home run yet. The only players in the lineup tonight, as we mentioned at the earlier part of the stream, was Cedeno has 5 and Tongu has 3. So here comes the 0-2 offering as the right-hander holds to the set. Now he delivers. And that is a breaking ball. Waved that and missed. And Cedeno goes in the books. He's gone for the 6th strikeout. He's down for the 2nd time tonight. Big fella walks back to the dugout, and that's going to bring up the left fielder, Ryoma Nishikawa. That pitch looked like it was outside and just kept going further and further outside, and Cedeno couldn't hold off. So that brings Nishikawa to the plate. He is 0 for 1 tonight. He is grounded to second, his only trip to the plate. He has entered the game with a .226 batting average, just lost a few points. Here's the first pitch. It's a fastball swung on and tap foul over on the first base side. No balls and 1 strike. Nishikawa was a big bat for the Hiroshima Carp last year. And a big free agent acquisition signing by the Buffaloes. Threw a lot of money his way. A career .297 hitter. Hit .305 last year for the Carp. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 0-2 on Nishikawa. He had 9 homers to go with 56 runs batted in, and he stole 7 bases. Got a chance to see him play last year in Yokohama. I actually saw him play a few times last year. I also saw him in Osaka. The one thing that was impressive to me was his ability to play some defense. He could really get on his horse and get into the left center field gap. Go get a ball. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 0-2. He could flash the leather. We saw that a couple of times. Living Room Sports in the house says, has anyone tapped the keg yet? I'll pump. Nope, you're the guy. You got to bring the keg and pump it. Here comes the pitch. Fastball misses down, and it's now 1-2 to Nishikawa. Living Room also says that Shota spun a gem tonight. Yeah, he gave up a run. He got himself another win for the Cubs. That's his 4th win of the season, if I'm not mistaken. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. As the lefty kicks and fires, breaking ball that waved out and missed. Nishikawa in the books. Yet another strikeout here for the starter, Ito. And by our counts, that is 7 strikeouts through 4 innings. Nishikawa in the books. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left the board. We're now moving to the bottom of the 4th inning. Your score is the Fighters 4 and the Buffaloes no score. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this, or maybe after that. We have a pitching change, everybody, for the Buffaloes as they are going to their bullpen here early. We'll be back with that information for you in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be a right-hander, Kazutomo Oguchi, coming into the ball game, as he is going to be taking over here for Makuki, the former Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighter. In his first season with the Orix Buffaloes, he's making his 6th appearance this year. He has worked 9 innings. He's allowed 7 hits. He has walked 2. He has struck out 2. And he's got himself an ERA of 2.00. So the former fighter coming in to face his former ball club, the 30-year-old here in his first season with the Buffaloes. He had 8 seasons with the fighters at the NPB level. Now he is facing his former club here tonight. He was a career 6-5 with 3 saves over those 8 seasons for the fighters. And the first pitch on the way is a fastball swung on and lifted foul down the left field line, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Kato. Kato tonight is 2 for 2. He's got a couple of singles in his 2 trips. So no balls and 1 strike to the left-handed hitting designated hitter. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field, digging hard is Nishikawa. He slides and makes the catch, and that is going to retire Kato for the first out of the inning. So 1 gone here, and that'll bring up the left fielder, Ryota Isobata. Well, for Isobata tonight, he is officially 0 for 2. Reached on a fielder's choice in the first inning, and he hit himself into a double play in the second. He has also scored a run, so he is batting here from the left side against the right-hander Iguchi. Delivers a fastball that swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1 to Isobata. And the breaking ball is swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field, moving back on the warning track. And reaching back and making the catch is Sugimoto. That is going to retire Isobata. He's going to be gone for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone here. So 2 gone, and that brings up Chusei Minami to the plate. Minami tonight is 2 for 2. He's got a double and an RBI and a single to his name. As he steps up here ready to face the right-hander Iguchi, he has raised his season average to 282. And he takes a breaking ball for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Minami. Front of the living room is picking fights in the chat room tonight. Here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 0-2. You'd think with the draft in your neighborhood that everything would be all fine and dandy. A lot of people had made their way out to watch the Detroit Lions make their picks and host a draft. There's a breaking ball that misses down. Count now goes to 1-2 on Minami. Some scoring updates from around the NPB. Our friend Fox 12 will be pumping a fist as the Tigers now have a 4-2 lead over the Swallows, as there's a fastball swung on, chopped softly to second, fielded by Adachi. He throws to first. And Minami in the books on a ground out 4-3 for out number 3, and that is going to do it here. The 4th inning for the Fighters. We'll come back and get you caught up on all the scoring updates. When we return after this, there was no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. Buffaloes are coming to bat in the top of the 5th inning, trailing 4-0. We appreciate you guys for hanging in with us. We'll be right back in just a few after this. We'll be right back again. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the top of the fifth inning, and we got the 6, 7, and 8 hitters to come to bat. That would be Yuma Tongu, Yuma Mune, and Kotaro Kobayashi, as they're going to be facing Hiromi Ito here. The cheerleaders for the fighters are out doing their dances, as this one here is ready to begin the fifth inning. Friend of Living Room Sports says he took over the 5.5 in this game, and then stole our Central League picks. So he says he needs that around the league update. Well, the around the league update, currently the Giants have a 2-0 lead over the Bay Stars. That's in the bottom of the fifth inning. First pitch fastball delivered to Mune, misses up, or to Tongu, misses upstairs for a ball. Carp have a 3-1 lead over the Dragons. Tigers have flipped the switch on the Swallows. They now have a 4-2 lead. That's in the bottom of the fifth inning. As the pitch is on the way, and Tongu takes it inside for a ball, and the count now goes to 2-0. Check that, 3-0. 1-0. The Marines have the lead over the Golden Eagles. 1-0 for the Lions over the Hawks. That's in the top of the sixth. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 3-1 on Tongu. Of course, this one's 4-0. So when I look at our picks tonight, currently we are 4-2. We are missing on the Giants and on the Hawks at the moment. There's a fastball swung on, popped up over on the left side of the infield, moving over underneath it and making the catch is the third baseman. That is Gunji, who retires Tongu for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Yuma Mune. Well, for Mune tonight, he is officially 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. As the right-hander Ito delivers, fastball swung on. This ball is taken on one hop by the shortstop, Mizuno. Nice play on the backhand. He fires to first. And Mune is going to be retired on a ground out 6-3. He's gone for the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up the shortstop, Kotaro Kobayashi. Our friend Fox12 says he took the Tigers tonight. I think it was plus 1.5, if I remember correctly. He was in the stream earlier on talking about his picks. Well, you've got that 1.5 back, I believe. Here comes the pitch. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Kobayashi tonight 0 for 1. He struck out his only time up. As Ito at 83 pitches, kicks and delivers. Breaking ball swung on and lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats. Count now goes to 0-2. I would say at this pace, we should see Ito for the 6th, and we may see him for the 7th. If I was the Fighters, I would probably stay with him for that 7th inning tonight. There's the pitch. It is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. So even the ball boys have helpers in Hokkaido. As a youngster comes running out with the ball boy to give the balls to the umpires. So no balls and 2 strikes as the right-hander kicks and deals. Fastball misses outside, and the count now is 1-2 to Kobayashi. Right-hander leans in, gets the sign from his catcher. Now he steps off the backside, does Ito. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is. Ito shakes off his catcher a couple of times here as Tamiya has given him the signs. Here comes the pitch. on the way. Fastball misses down. The count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kobayashi. Right-hander ready to go again. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on, grounded softly to short. Mizuno's going to have to hurry. He fields it on the run and fires it, and Kobayashi gone on a ground out 6-3. The Buffaloes go in order here in their half of the 5th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We're moving to the bottom of the 5th. Your score is the Fighters 4 and the Buffaloes no score. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for being here right after this. We'll be right back in just a few with all the action. Hang tight, everybody. Thanks for being with us here tonight.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9. If the shoot tastes sour, you should taste mine. I'ma stay in power for a long time. Get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer. Rising the song to the highest bidder. Got juice, got gas, I'ma move fast. New shoes, new tracks, like who's that? I'm new, come back, better than last. Yeah, it's a new me, never.
Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the heart of the batting order to come to bat for the Fighters. That means it's going to be Ariel Martinez, Yuya Tamiya, and Yuya Gunji to face the right-hander Katomo Iguchi, who is on for his 2nd inning of work. He came on in relief in inning number 4, and the first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1 to Ariel Martinez. Martinez tonight is 1 for 2. He's got a single and 2 trips. He's also popped to second, and he swings and lines that one down the right field line into the netting, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Right-hander again ready to go as he kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and lifted foul. Going to reach the seats well down the right field line. The count remains at 0-2 to Martinez. Martinez has raised his season average up tonight with that single that he had back in the 1st inning. But after that, the bats have kind of gone quiet a bit here for the Fighters. They haven't had the timely hitting that they did in inning number 1. As that fastball misses down and the count goes to 1-2. Despite the ineffectiveness in inning number 1 by the starter, Kuki, he was able to escape jams in inning number 2 and number 3. Keep the Buffaloes hanging around as that fastball was swung on and fouled away, and the count now is still going to remain at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Living Room Sports talking about selfies with Ernie Harwell. There's a fastball that misses down. The count goes to 2-2. To be honest with you, I don't remember that. That was a long time ago. That would be really, really distasteful. It's kind of like people who take pictures of their dead relatives. There's a breaking ball that misses low, and the count now goes to 3-2. At the caskets, I mean, do what you have to do, but kind of tacky, to say the least. I guess you couldn't get enough when they were alive. take a few extras before they go. Here comes the 3-2. Breaking ball swung on, tap foul over on the third base side, and the count remains at 3-2. This is turning into quite the battle, as this is going to be the 9th pitch of the at-bat coming up here for Martinez. As the right-hander delivers, it's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Left fielder Nishikawa is going to pick it up, and he's going to fire it back into the infield. That's going to be a single here for Martinez, and that's going to bring up the catcher, Yua Tamiya. Well, for Tamiya tonight, he has been aboard twice. He has a double and an RBI. He's scored a run. He's also been hit by a pitch. That hit by pitch was a bit questionable at our end. We saw the secondary replay. I'm not sure that necessarily warranted what it deserved, but he did get the base. And he is squaring to bunt here as the catcher for the Fighters. Interesting that they're going to bunt with Martinez. Martinez not the most fleet of foot. What if they'll have some sort of trickery up their sleeves if he decides to pull back and slash? But Tamiya is squaring. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses up and away. Count is 1-0 to Tamiya. So 1 ball and no strikes. Right-hander Iguchi gets the sign from his catcher. He's ready to go back to work. The Fighters are looking to add to their 4-0 lead. Martinez establishes his lead. And now Iguchi steps off the back of the rubber. He wants to cycle through the signs again here with his catcher, Tomoya Mori. And you'd have to think that tomorrow that the Buffaloes will probably shake up the lineup yet again. As here comes the 1-0 pitch. It is bunted down the first base line. It is fielded, and it is fielded by Tongu. He's just going to apply the tag to Tamiya. So that's going to go a sacrifice to 3 for the first out of the inning. Advancing to second is Martinez. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Yuya Gunji. It was a decent bunt there by the catcher, forcing the first baseman Tongu to have to come in and play it. Now, Martinez does a pretty good job of scampering over to second base. So he is at second with 1 gone. That brings up Gunji to the plate. Gunji has a single in 2 trips. He's also driven in half the Fighters' runs tonight. And the pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Gunji. It's funny, I was watching a quick little video tonight, and they were talking about Angel Hernandez, and they were saying that Angel Hernandez can change games more than Shohei Ohtani. He can impact the game at a greater length just because he's so erratic. You don't know what to expect when he is calling games. Here's the 0-1. Fastball swung on, chopped over to short, fielded by Kobayashi. He goes to first, retires Gunji on a ground out 6-3. He's gone for the second out of the inning, and that is going to leave it all up to the center fielder, Go Matsumoto. They were talking about him as far as when you think about baseball players impacting the game. They talk about Mike Trout and others with their wins above replacement. But then you look at Angel Hernandez and what he does, and he is just so erratic. Well, that's going to bring Matsumoto to the plate. He is 1 for 2. He's got a single in 2 trips. As the right-hander works himself to the set position, here's the pitch. Fastball misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Matsumoto batting from the right side here against the right-handed throwing Iguchi, who holds set and now delivers. Fastball swung on and fouled straight back, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Pretty healthy crowd in Hokkaido tonight for these 2 ball clubs. Fighters and Buffaloes in the first of a 3-game set. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, North American time. And there's a fastball taken for a called strike. And the count now goes to 1-2. Matsumoto sure didn't like that. Pitch looked like a 2-seam fastball that started away and came back on the outside corner of the plate. Some backdoor movement here from Iguchi. So Iguchi likes the sign he's got from his catcher Mori. Here comes the 1-2. They've really set up outside. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on and fouled away. Count is 1-2 to Matsumoto. There are some empty seats in the upper levels in Hokkaido, but a beautiful looking ballpark. As it's 1-2 here. Single in 2 trips for Matsumoto. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the third base side by the Buffalo dugout. 1 ball and 2 strikes it remains. Looks like Matsumoto is going to have to go back and get himself a new piece of lumber. He had come right inside. Yeah, you can see the wood flying off the bat. Just caught it right on the fist. Didn't break the bat. Just enough of a piece to, I shouldn't say didn't break the bat, but didn't break it where it had snapped. It was like about a 3 or 4 inch sliver had flown off in the direction of the third base side. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Matsumoto. As the right-handed hitting center fielder waits here on the offering from Iguchi. And here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on, lifted foul down the right field line. It's going to reach the seats, and the count remains at 1-2. It's a completely different vibe when you watch a day game with the roof closed in Hokkaido as opposed to a night game. The day game, it is much, much brighter. That huge opening in center field. Curious to see what that would look like in person. Here comes the 1-2. As the right-hander delivers, it's a fastball missing upstairs. The count now goes to 2-2 on Matsumoto. John Smith says, all my homies hate Angel Hernandez. I bet they do, John. As does probably 98% of Major League Baseball. The other 2 just feel sorry for him. The other 2%, that is. Here's the 2-2 pitch. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into right field. This ball could be trouble. It's down. It's into the corner. Going in after it is the right fielder, but that ball is just going to slice foul. Oh, boy. That ball is in trouble. That was the right fielder. Sugimoto had to go in after it. Kind of a weird angle to that. We're going to look at it, the replay again. Oh, boy, that didn't miss by much. I want to see another one there as well. Hey, we appreciate you, John. Hopefully you are enjoying our feed here tonight. That we can provide for you here some encouragement and some smooth stuff. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 2-2. We used to have a fella I coached with who used to say, we are doing God's work when we're out there coaching the kids. Trying to make some better human beings, some better people, and enjoy the game. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. As the right-hander holds set. Now delivers. Breaking ball that misses down. They appeal over to the first base umpire, but they say that Matsumoto didn't go, and that's going to run the count to full. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it is. Run out third is Ariel Martinez. There's 2 gone here in the 5th inning. Go Matsumoto has worked the count full here against Taguchi. Fighters erupted for 4 runs in the 1st inning. And then they have gone silent since then. 4-10-0 for the Fighters, 0-0-0 for the Buffaloes. Fastball swung on, lifted into right field. Drifting over toward the line is Sugimoto. He's there to make the catch, and that is going to do it. As that is going to bring us to what we like to call our Japanese halftime, as they do have a little extended break between the 5th and the 6th inning. No runs in the inning, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 5 complete. Your score is the Fighters 4 and the Buffaloes no score. Our friend John says, who are your favorite teams? There's only one team in my world. They play in Detroit, and that is the Tigers. We enjoy Japanese baseball out here just the same. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back here in just a few. We'll put the music on loop for a little bit, but we'll be right back after this as we got a new halftime little loop of video. Well, we got ourselves a 4-0 ball game. It is 4-10-0 for the Fighters, 0-0-0 for the Buffaloes. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging out here with us today on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the 9, 1, and 2 hitters to come to bat here in the 6th inning. That means Yataro Sugimoto to lead it off, followed by Shuhei Fukuda and Ryo Adachi, the 9, 1, and 2 hitters, to face Hiromi Ito here in inning number 5. Ito tonight has faced 2 batters over the minimum, as he has issued walks to Tongu and to Tomoya Mori, as he is ready to face Sugimoto here for the second time tonight. Sugimoto 0 for 1 tonight, as he has struck out his first time up, as the right-hander is at 88 pitches through 5, and the first pitch is a fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is quickly 0-1. As we were saying before in the earlier part of the stream, Sugimoto had is probably his best year of his career in 2022. He had his running mate there of Masataka Yoshida, often hitting 3 and 4 in the order, as there's a fastball swung on and grounded foul on the third base side. The count goes to 0-2. They put up together some seriously big numbers that year. So no balls and 2 strikes. As the right-hander kicks and delivers a breaking ball that misses outside. The appeal over to the first base umpire, but they say he didn't go. It's going to be 1-2. Our friend Jason Stuff says, M's till he dies. The problem is with the Mariners is you might be dead already, Jason, because that is the problem. There's a breaking ball swung on. It is lifted into left field, racing over toward the foul line, and it's going to get down. That's going to be the first hit of the ball game for the Buffaloes. If that stays fair, but it looks like it may have a sliced foul. I don't like the angles here that we get. Sugimoto, we're going to look at that one again. It just had hooked it foul. Man, oh boy. Yeah, it was hooked just slightly foul. I thought we saw the white chalk pop up, but no, not in that particular instance. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. I do have to say, having been to a number of Major League stadiums, I really enjoy going down to the ballpark in Seattle. It's got to be one of the top 5 parks that I like going to. I mean, my number 1 favorite, and still is, there's a fastball swung on. It's lifted into straightaway center field. Backing up is Matsumoto. He's underneath it and makes the catch. Sugimoto is gone for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up the top of the order in Shuhei Fukuda. The parks I've been to that I've really enjoyed, I like PNC in Pittsburgh. I like the park in San Diego. I mean, I like Detroit's Comerica Park as well because it's kind of a neat piece, but World Tiger Stadium was still a fond memory for me. As here comes the first pitch to Fukuda. He squares to bunt, but he takes a breaking ball inside for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Jason says the M's and the B's are probably the closest organizations in baseball. You have to elaborate on that a little bit. There's a breaking ball swung on and grounded foul over on the first base side. The count now goes to 0-2 on Fukuda. Having been to Hodomoto Field in Kobe, where the Orix Blue Wave had called their home, it was a pretty cool ballpark. They say the dimensions of the field are as close to MLB ready as you could get. Here's the 0-2. Fastball misses outside, and the count goes to 1-2 on Fukuda. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. As the right-hander ready to go again. He works to the set. Now he kicks and delivers. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into left field, and it's going to get down for a base hit. There's your first hit of the ball game for the Buffaloes, as Fukuda is aboard with a single with 1 gone here, and that's going to bring up Ryo Adachi. So 5 1/3 innings of a no-hit ball, and that is going to do it here, as Ito has served up his first knock of the ball game. Adachi coming to the plate, who is 0 for 2 in this one. As we come back and give you some of the out-of-town scores, not a whole lot really happening. All pretty quiet. Still 2-0 Giants. That's in the top of the 7th, bottom of the 6th. 3-1 Carp over the Dragons. 4-2 top of the 7th. Tigers have the lead over the Swallows. As that breaking ball is taken for a called strike, it's 0-1. 1-0 Marines over the Golden Eagles in the top of the 7th. 1-0 for the Lions over the Hawks. That's in the bottom of the 7th. This one is still 4-0. So they were scoring early and often, just not as much as the games have progressed. As the 0-1 on the way, it's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 1-1. That crooked number in the first inning here was all the scoring in this one. Jason says they had at least one camp together. It's interesting, when you go back over time, I'll put it together. I've been working on a couple of little in-between inning, I say commercials, but whatever you want to call them, little Japanese little trivia pieces and stuff. And when I went to the Baseball Hall of Fame, they had a number of major league teams have done tours over the years in Japan. There's a breaking ball that misses or that catches the outside corner and it counts 1-2 to Adachi. I didn't realize it was in the 50s, Detroit Tigers went over and played 24 games in spring training against Japanese teams. I think it was 24 or 26 games. Full-on spring training. That would have been in the Al Kaline era, in the early part of his career. There's a fastball that misses down. Off to second goes the runner, Fukuda, and he's going to slide in safely with his third stolen base of the year. So he is now in scoring position. Pitch to Adachi had missed down. There's a cool baseball card I'd like to be able to acquire. And I believe it's with Sadahara O in it with the Yomiuri Giants. And they did a training camp with the Atlanta Braves. He was taking batting practice, and the Braves coaches were around and watching him swing the bat. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, waved at and missed, and Adachi goes in the books for the second time tonight via the strikeout. He's gone for the second out of the inning, and that's going to leave it all up to the catcher, Tomoya Mori. Our friend Jason says, can we ever get a World Series champ to play a Japan Series champ? I don't think that's going to be the case. I think there were a couple of exhibition games recently. If I remember correctly, but it was more along the lines of like national teams where they were playing, and that would have been, of course, getting ready for the World Baseball Classic. National team would play a major league team, certainly here in North America. First pitch is a fastball that misses down, and the count is 1-0 to Mori. Jason says he meant champ, not camp. John says, if not a larger World Baseball Classic or a presence. Yeah, really, with the Japanese, when they hosted it, sent their NPB players. Everybody else sent their tomato cans. As that fastball is swung on and fouled away. I don't mean that out of disrespect. It's AAA guys and minor league guys, and maybe some guys that were washed up. Like Todd Frazier played in it, and Jose Bautista for the Dominican. Guys that were over the hill, past their expiry date. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. Fastball taken for a called strike. It's now 1-2 to Mori. Mori a little upset with himself. I don't think he was ready to hit. That was probably the best pitch of the at-bat he was going to get. It carved the plate right in half. John said he did like seeing the UK and Canada in the Classic. One of my former pitchers pitched for the British national team in that game against Canada. It's kind of cool to see that. Actually hooked them into the British national team program. Going back probably over 10 years ago now. Pretty darn close to it. So 1 ball and 2 strikes as the left-handed hitting Mori waiting here on the offering from Ito. As the right-hander checks the runner and kicks and delivers. Split finger pitch misses down and the count goes to 2-2. Used to be a pretty cool story about that on his high school page website, how he was up doing a talk in front of our team and mentioned that he had a British passport. He was born in Watford, England. Next thing you know, we were able to connect him with the national team coach, and he was able to play it with Sam Dempster, who was the manager at the time for Great Britain. Got a chance to live a dream and be able to pitch against Team Canada in the Classic. Pretty cool stuff. So here comes the 2-2 pitch as the right-hander Ito ready to go again. Still the gamesmanship continues between him and Mori as Mori is really wanting to slow it down. I'm sure Ito's got a few tricks up his sleeves here. And here comes the pitch. It is a fastball that just misses outside. Count goes to 3-2. Jason wanted to know, how does the national teams work? Because like Jazz can play for Great Britain. I take it that's Jazz Chisholm. He's probably got to have a parent or somebody, because Chisholm, if I'm not mistaken, was born in the Bahamas. Here's the 3-2. Fastball misses upstairs, and that's going to be, or does he get him? Nope, that is going to be ball 4. Mori is going to be aboard with a walk. That's going to put runners at first and second. And it brings up the big fella, Leandro Cedeno, and it's going to bring a trip out to the mound from the catcher, Tamiya. As Mizuno, the shortstop, and the pitching coach comes out. Yeah, so it's usually somebody in the birth lineage. I think it's a parent. I just don't know how deep it actually goes if you have a grandparent. That being said, if you have a grandparent, you can probably get yourself a passport. There is a lefty up end throwing in the bullpen. It is Ryuichi Kitaru, the left-hander for the Fighters. But the right-hander, Ito, is going to have to try to be entrusted here to get Leandro Cedeno, who is 0 for 2 tonight. Both of the times he has struck out against the right-hander, Ito. And the first pitch here ready to be delivered as the righty kicks and fires a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1. Cedeno has not been able to put the bat to the ball tonight here against the right-hander of the Fighters, as he's really found himself in the first jam he's had this evening. Runners at first and second with 2 gone here. And here comes the pitch to Cedeno. It's a fastball that just misses outside, and the count goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. Jason Stuff asked if Sweden has a national team. They do. Dennis Cook, who used to play in the big leagues. Dennis was, I believe, a pitching coach for Northwestern University a couple years ago. He was involved with that national team program. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses down and away, and the count now goes to 2-1. In fact, I know a couple of guys who played in Sweden. It's kind of semi-pro. I say semi-pro is because the domestic players, they don't put a lot of money into. Usually what they do is they put the money into the import players. The import players will come over, they'll house them, they'll feed them, they'll put them up, and then they give them an opportunity to play. Usually guys have some sort of college or pro experience. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. It's now 2-2 to Cedeno. I know when I was in Europe 16 years ago, I had a pretty decent setup. I say decent. Took care of your housing, took care of your vehicle. Was able to get about €1,000 a month. So you figure after your housing and after your car and everything like that, €1,000 a month at that time wasn't bad. That's 16 years ago. Here comes the pitch. Fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 3-2. So 3 balls and 2 strikes to Cedeno. Thought he had rung him up there, but the home plate umpire disagreed. Runners are going to be on the move here with 3 balls and 2 strikes to Cedeno and 2 gone. Ready here. See what he's got up his tricks of sleeve here. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, tap foul over on the third base side. The count is going to remain at 3 balls and 2 strikes. John Smith says, I don't know how that would translate in the U.S. So here comes the 3-2 pitch as the right-hander ready to deliver again. And he kicks and fires a breaking ball. Swung on. This is lined right to the glove of the third baseman, Gunji, who leaps and makes the catch. Oh boy, what a play that was. Nice play there by Cedeno. That is going to be, or a nice play by Gunji to rob Cedeno. That is going to be out number 3. Well, they had no runs in the inning. They got their first hit of the ball game, did the Buffaloes. There was 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. Your score, as we move now here to the 6th inning, or the bottom half of the 6th inning, it is 4-0. We'll be right back in just a few here after everything. We'll be right back and talk about the Euros and everything else. At that time, just to give you an idea, I believe at that time, €1 was translating into about 150 US at the time, approximately. And so that just gives you an idea what it is. So basically 1,500 US a month, but you didn't have to pay for a car, didn't have to pay for your house. Also got food vouchers from restaurants and sponsors. So basically, if you were smart with it, you're only paying out at the time about €100 a week. So you could net yourself about 11 or 1,200 bucks in the bank. Pitching change coming up when we return. So we'll be back here in just a few. Appreciate you guys for being here. It is a pitching change for the Buffaloes. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a couple moments. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to come to bat here for the Fighters. And that means Kamikawa, Kabata, Mizuno, and Kato. We have to get an update here on the pitching change as the Buffaloes have gone to their bullpen. So batting from the left side here is Kamikawa, Kabata. And the right-hander who is in, it looks like it's Higa, but we'll have to take a look here. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses up, and the count is 0-1. No, it is. Looks like it is Suryu Kodajima, who's on in relief. Here's the 1-0. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 1-1. That's exactly who it is. Kodajima on in relief here. 24-year-old making his 6th appearance, yet to allow an earned run this year. 1-1 on the way. Breaking ball swung on and fouled away. So really after the first inning, Buffalo's pitchers have held their own here. And here comes the 1-2 offering now to the left-handed hitting Kawakabata, and it's a fastball swung on and lifted foul. It's going to remain at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. So 1 ball and 2 strikes as the right-hander kicks and fires. Slow breaking ball missing upstairs. The count is now 2-2. So friend Jason Stuff says, do you think they'll take a 4th-generation Swedish player or 5th-generation? Most likely not, unless you can get yourself a passport. Line drive swung on, hit right back to the pitcher. Knocked down by Kodajima, and he tried to pick it up and flip it with his glove to first, and they're not going to be able to get Kawakabata. They're going to give him a hit. That's going to be his 2nd hit of the night. He's got 2 singles in this one. And the trainer is going to come on out to check on him. It looks like he got hit possibly on the wrist. They're going to take him for a little further examination. He's going to come out. So like they do is we have a injury timeout here. He's going to go underneath. They're going to go and have a look at him and see if he can stay in the game. Unlike Major League Baseball, where they'll make the quick assessment on him and then get him back out there, Kodajima is going to go down the tunnel into the training room. They'll put the bright light on him. We're going to get a look at the replay. He got his glove up in self-defense, but it looked like it got the bare-handed come up as well. Maybe got the back of the hand or the back of the wrist. Jason says he was thinking about Germany as well. Germany, you're going to be in tough there. A lot of guys have ex-minor league experience and played for the Germans. I'd say probably about a third of the team. And then probably another quarter of the team with some college experience. So it's not necessarily a slam dunk that you would get in there. Certainly at the national team level, maybe at the club level. I think of the pitchers that they had. They had we have a break in the action. I'll tell you a couple of stories. When we were playing in a tournament in Dortmund, they had a pitcher named Tim Henkin-Johann. And Henkin-Johann was the hardest thrower in Germany. He was sitting in the low 90s at the time. And Henkin-Johann, he was playing for the Bonn Capitals. Now, we were getting beat in pretty much a steady rain. We played this game in a steady rain for for all 9 innings, and it just kept getting worse and it kept getting colder. And we ended up chasing them. I think it was in the 7th inning. We're down 5-0. We ended up coming back and winning the game 6-5, but he was sitting at like 91, 92 miles an hour. Of the 21 outs in the ball game that he was able to record, 17 came via the strikeout. Well, the pitcher is making his way back out onto the field. Looks like we're getting ready to resume the action, so he gets a round of applause. It's going to be Mizuno to come to bat here to face him. But his night may be done anyway because the trainer and the pitching coach are coming back out. I wonder if they're going to watch him throw a couple of pitches, see how he looks before they let him go. We'll see what happens here. Buffaloes do have action in their bullpen. They've got another pitcher up and throwing. John Smith says, I'm relatively new, but did you used to play? You used to play, of course. Here comes the pitch, and it looks like that the pitcher here is ready to go. He gives the thumbs up to his trainer, and we're ready to resume the action. And so that is going to be the shortstop Tetsuki Mizuno coming to bat here. Mizuno here is 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded to the pitcher and flown out his 2 trips to the plate. As the right-hander ready to deliver as he kicks and fires. And that pitch is a fastball that misses outside. The count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes it is. Mizuno. And then the top of the order, Gosuke Kato to follow here. As the right-hander kicks and delivers. He squares to bunt. He gets it down. It's fielded by the pitcher. He throws to first, and that is going to retire Mizuno. It's going to go down in the books as a sacrifice. 1-3 on the putout. He's gone for the first out of the inning. Kamikawa Kabata advances over to second. I'll bring up the top of the order in Gosuke Kato. So for Kato, he is officially 2 for 3 tonight. He has hit the ball hard every time he's come to the plate. He has a couple of singles, and he's flown out to left field. As the right-hander ready to go, here comes the first pitch. It's a fastball that catches the inside corner for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Suryo Kotajima on the hill here in relief, the third pitcher used by the Buffaloes tonight. As I say, you have to wait and see how this one sort of shapes up. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and lifted foul. It's going to be 0-2. I always concerned when the scoring is done early and often, and then the fighters have not been able to do anything since. And they've had plenty of opportunity. They've had 11 hits tonight. 4-11-0 for the Fighters, 0-1-0 for the Buffaloes. Fighters have been all over the base paths, but haven't been able to get the clutch hit to push another couple of more runs across. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Just as a reminder, as we said, we'll be back on the airwaves again tomorrow, as well as on Sunday, North American time. Fastball swung on and pitch is lifted foul. Rare Monday game in the NPB, and we will be on the call for that one as we'll do the full series here. My opinion here, it is going to be not just a series victory tonight or a game victory tonight by the Fighters. I do think that the Buffaloes are going to win this series. I think they're going to cash in the others. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it's a fastball that misses down. Good stop there by Mori. As we look ahead to tomorrow, full slate of games across the NPB. It'll be Ray Takahashi on the hill for the Giants. He'll go up against Onuki for the Bay Stars. Aaron Curry takes to the mound for the Carp against Takahashi of the Dragons. Ozawa on the hill tomorrow for the Swallows against Sankey of the Tigers. Here comes the 2-2 pitch as the right-hander kicks and fires. Fastball swung on, lifted into right field. Camping out underneath it is Sugimoto. He's there. He makes the catch. Tagging but holding at second is Kamikawa Kabata. He's going to retire Kato for the second out of the inning. It's going to leave it all up to the left fielder, Ryota Isabata. Starting pitchers in the Pacific League. Higashiyama takes to the hill for the Hawks. He'll go against Samita of the Lions. The Fighters are going to send Ojima to the hill And he is going to go up against Takanaka for the Eagles. And it'll be Saito for the Buffaloes tomorrow. Another pitcher making his debut in the NPB this season. He's only got one game under his belt. He'll go against Kato of the Fighters. Breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count quickly is 0-1 to Isobata. And here's the 0-1. It is a fastball swung on and tap foul behind home plate. And the count now goes to 0-2. Our friend Jason says about maybe the French team. Yeah, well, the French team could be up for the taking. The French and the Germans, you go back about 25 years ago, and it was even Steven baseball. The baseball is not even close. The Germans have a much better foundation. The French, not so much. Fastball misses outside. The count is now 1-2 to Isobata. Two best leagues in Europe are the Dutch League and the Italian League. Spain always puts together a good national team because they get a lot of expats from Venezuela and other places. But as far as a domestic league, they really don't have much to speak of. Here's the 1-2. Fastball swung on and foul tipped, and it just comes out of the mid of the catcher, Mori. Keeps the count at 1-2. One of the things that a lot of people don't always know and appreciate is that a lot of countries base their government funding on whether the sport is a national team. Olympic sport. If their national team sport is an Olympic sport, they put money into the sport. So when softball and baseball were eliminated from the Olympics in 2000 and I think it was 12, as that breaking ball swung on and missed, and Isobata is down on strikes for the third out of the inning. That is going to do it here. No runs, one hit, no errors, and one runner left aboard. Your score as we move to the top of the seventh. It's 4-0. It looks like Ito's day is done. We'll be back in just a few. I'm just going to mention one other thing. Your funding to your sport is dedicated if you are an Olympic team. So when I was over in Europe in 2008, there were a lot of people biting their nails. A lot of people lost jobs in the German Baseball Federation because the money was pulled because baseball was pulled from the Olympics. A lot of people lost their work. Anyways, that's the news. We'll be back in about a minute and 15 seconds with all the action. There is a pitching change. We'll be back in just a few to carry on our talk. Hang tight, everybody.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. You want to learn about Japanese baseball? See Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be a left-hander, and it's going to be number 28, where you see Kawano coming into the ball game, as he is going to be taking over here for inning number 7. So Kawano on in relief. When I watch him warm up, he kind of reminds me of a version of Nestor Cortez of the Yankees. He's got all kinds of quirks and tricks and all kinds of stuff up his sleeve. And I bet you the Buffaloes are happy to see him in the ball game because they are probably willing to take their chances against him than they were the starter Ito, who was their number tonight. So as he is completing his warm-up tosses, we're ready to resume the action. Coming up for the Buffaloes, slated to come to bat, it's Nishikawa, Tongu, and Mune. And for Nishikawa tonight, he has struggled. He's grounded to second and struck out in his 2 trips. 22 for 100 on the season. Batting a cool .220. He's looking forward to heat up in the second 100 at bats. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and missed. It was quickly 0-1. When I say the pitcher is doing his best Nestor Court has, he's got these double pumps and kicks and all kinds of crazy stuff to watch his delivery. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2. You really got to have some pretty good core strength and some balance to be able to do that. Some guys, just their leg lifts, they fall offside, but this guy's got a pump, a double pump, a little bit of a twirl, and he delivers. Here comes the pitch. Fastball taken for a called third strike. Oh, Nishikawa stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched it go by for out number 1. So 1 up and 1 away here. That is going to bring up the first baseman, Yuma Tongu. Sean Smith said all his homies like Nestor. Yeah, Nestor is something else. Our friend Zay checking in here. Well, Zay, if you're watching this guy here, maybe Nestor should be watching this guy with his double clutch kicks. As the first pitch is a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. Saw the one the other day, I think it was against Ohtani, where he double clutched and faked the throw in the middle of his delivery. I think Major League Baseball has got to put an end to that one. There comes the 1-0. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-0. Yeah, must have been too distracting by the form. Certainly all the rest of the stuff they had going. Here comes the 2-0 offering as the lefty delivers. Fastball taken for a called strike. Oh, that's the second time tonight Tongu has not been on the same page with the home plate umpire. Look at that one there. You might have an argument there, but that pitch was too close. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. And that is a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Rounding first and making the turn. But heading back to the bag is Tongu as the left fielder was able to get over and to cut that one off. Nice play there by Isobata. So Tongu aboard with a single. And that is going to bring up the third baseman, Yuma Mune. We've had a pretty good string of feeds this year. I don't want to knock on wood, but we had a little pause there. I thought, oh, is this the first time we're going to lose our feed? But we are okay so far. Ball was hook barreled down the line. Nice job by the left fielder to get over to get it. Fire that back in. So that is going to bring up the third baseman, Yuma Mune. Mune tonight 0 for 2. He has struck out and grounded to short. As the lefty Kawano delivers a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Friend John says Nestor hasn't been as nasty as late. You know, first of all, you got to tip your hat to Nestor Cortez. I mean, they've really been able to bleed a lot out of him. He was something like a 36th round draft pick or something like that. Fastball misses down and away, and the count goes even to 1-1. Anytime you get somebody drafted that low, they don't got a lot of money in them, not a lot of investment in them, and he's pitching. He's been an all-star. That's unbelievable. And if I'm not mistaken, he was even cut a couple of times too. I think he was in Baltimore Orioles camp as well at one point in his career. Fastball swung on and missed. 1-2 now to Mune. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Peeking in at the out-of-town scoreboard, 1-1. The Hawks and the Lions are now in the bottom of the 8th inning. Here comes the 1-2. Fastball swung on and fouled away. Count is 1-2 to Mune. Eagles are flapping their wings. Top of the 8th inning, they've now taken a 4-1 lead over the Marines. Game's in Chiba. Tigers, who fell behind 2-0 early to the Swallows, have a 5-3 lead. That's in the top of the 8th inning at the Koshin. Top of the 8th inning at the Bantalin Dome in Nagoya. It's now 5-1 for the Carp. At the bottom of the 8th inning, the Bay Stars are trailing the Giants 2-1. We're keeping an eye on that one. That one we have interest in, as there's a fastball swung on. It's lined into left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Mune has got himself a single. That's going to put runners at first and second with one gone. That's going to bring the shortstop Kitaro Kobayashi to the plate. Bay Stars trying to be able to get the run there. They're down by a run, bottom of the 8th inning. But there is 2 out as they are batting in that one. John says, and he thinks he was with the Mariners too. 2 stints with the Yankees, that is for sure. And I know Baltimore. You might be right. The Mariners does sound familiar. I'd have to go back and look him up and see where his transactions had taken him. But you might not be wrong on that one. There's a fastball swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1 to Kobayashi. He's definitely a overachiever. I think that's what a lot of people probably in New York like about him too, is he's kind of looks like an everyday guy. Looks like somebody you could be sitting down in a bar next to and never know who he is. You're a big leaguer? Don't look like one. Fastball swung on and grounded. Foul over on the third base side. The count is 0-2. But that indeed he is. When you look at his transactions, as I get pulled them up on the backside. Originally drafted by the Yankees in the 36th round of the 2013 draft. And then the Orioles took him in the Rule 5 draft from the Yankees. So somebody in the Orioles organization was smart enough to say, let's get this guy. And then they returned him in April. There's a fastball swung on, chopped softly over to third, fielded by Gunji. He throws to first on the run, and they say it's not in time. Kitaro Kobayashi is going to beat it out. The manager Shinjo is going to ask for a replay. So this one's going to go to VAR. So far, we're 6 for 7 on the year. We'll take a look at this and we'll tell you what our judgment is here. Back to Nestor Cortez. He was traded by the Yankees to the Mariners for future considerations, and then he was granted free agency in 2020, only to be re-signing with the Yankees. Oh boy, I don't know. I think that's going to be an out. Let me see the different angle on this one here. I think they're going to come up with the right hand. Let's see. We got one more angle here. I think they're going to reverse the call on this one. I think he's out at first base. So let's see what the umpires have to say. We are 6 for 7 on the year, as we got a call earlier here tonight. And here comes the umpire, and what do we got? And they called him safe. Oh boy, now we're 6 for 8. I don't know. It's going to load the bases, so Kobayashi's got to get himself an infield single. Tongu is the runner at third. Mune is the runner at second. They have a full-on conference at the mound, and it's going to be Yataro Sugimoto coming to the plate. And Sugimoto 0 for 2 tonight. He has struck out and he's flown to center. You got one gone here in the 7th inning, and the Buffaloes have woken up as they're threatening here. The best thing of the night was Ito getting chased from the ball game. Jason says he's out. I thought he was out. Umpires say different. Kind of like what Ron Washington said the other day. It's what they said in New York. Well, probably in this one, it's what they said in Tokyo. So here comes the offering from the lefty. Fastball misses down and in. 1-0 to Sugimoto. That pitch almost hit him. The way that he was moving around, I thought that did. Maybe they'll have to go to a VAR on that one as well. Jason says, as an honest Buffalo fan, he was out. Yeah, it's certainly not going to endear yourself to the home crowd when you're calling those guys safe on the bang-bang play. 6 for 8 now we are on the year. Fastball waved at and missed. Now it's going to run the count to 1-1. That's the second time now Sugimoto has done a full walk around the plate. I don't think he liked that one. You could tell Sugimoto's just not on song right now. Not in sync with the pitches. So 1 ball and 1 strike as the lefty ready to go again. Sugimoto waiting. On deck is Fukuda. Here comes the 1-1. Fastball misses inside. The count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is. Don't forget, if you guys are back around with us tomorrow night, if you want to know when we go live, hit that notification bell. It'll give you the ding. We do go live here in this. Here's the 2-1. Fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is to Sugimoto. Lefty Kawano ready to go again. Here comes the offering. As the lefty works himself to the set. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on and tap foul over on the third base side. Count remains at 2-2 to Sugimoto. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Manager Shinjo with his mask on and his glasses up on top. 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. 20 pitches already here for Kawano in the inning. Looking to get himself out of this jam. He needs himself a ground ball. Here's the 2-2. Fastball swung on and missed. Sugimoto in the books. He's gone for the second out of the inning. That's a big strikeout here by the lefty, but he's still not out of the woods. He's got to face the top of the order in Shuhei Fukuda. Well, for Fukuda tonight, he is 1 for 3. He has flown out to center field twice. He has singled and stolen a base. Buffaloes are starting to run out of outs. They got to capitalize on something here. They want to find their way back into this one. Sugimoto will definitely be disappointed with that effort. So here comes the offering as the lefty delivers. Fastball misses down and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. Potential turning point in the ball game right here in front of us right now. Lefty Kawano again ready to go to work. Good hitters count here as it's 1 ball and no strikes to Fukuda. Lefty kicks and delivers. Fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is. This game had a fairly decent tempo to it, but it's kind of slowed down a little bit here over the last little bit. So 1 ball and 1 strike it is to the leadoff man. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on, and it's going to be lifted foul down the left field line. Going to get well into the seats, and the count 1-2 to Fukuda. Interesting to see what's going on in that game at the PayPay Dome. The starter, Moinello, gave up a solo shot in the 3rd inning to Yuichi Kaneko. The Hawks were able to get one back in the bottom of the 7th inning. Looks like there's been a number of arms on the mound now. Both of those teams battle in the bullpen. There's a fastball swung on. This is lifted down the right field line, giving chase as the first baseman Martinez sliding into him was the second baseman Kamikawa Kabata, but it was able to hang on. Was Martinez in foul territory, and he can laugh a little bit about it now with his teammate. Nice play by the big Cuban first baseman, and that is going to do it here. Fukuda gone for out number 3 in the inning. No runs in the inning. There were a couple of hits. There was no errors and 3 runners left aboard. We now move to the bottom of the 7th inning. Your score is the Fighters 4 and the Buffaloes no score. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for hanging on here with us tonight. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher once again, keeping you guys always entertained.
Thank you, Freddie. Appreciate your support and everybody out there. Steve again here, obviously, with the Milwaukee Brewers. Of course, we have Bernie Brewer on my favorite beverage of choice right there, along with a card of Bernie. Yay! Now, we got some special guests here. I'm not just talking about our Hall of Fame lineup. I must be in the front row. Hey, come on there, Robin. I got 3,000 hits. What do you have? Well, I was the all-time saves leader, and I got 1.5 feet on you. Okay, Raleigh, settle down, buddy. Now, none of this could be possible without Harvey's Wallbangers. There's Harvey. And who could forget the Fonz? Hey.
Welcome back, everybody. We have a pitching change for the Buffaloes. It's going to be a right-hander, and that is going to be Shota Abe coming on in relief. He's going to be the 4th pitcher used tonight by Orix in this one here, and he is going to be entrusted to face the 3, 4, and 5 hitters in the order. It'll be Manami, Martinez, and Tamiya. You come to bat here to face the right-hander Abe, who kicks and delivers a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. Manami tonight is officially 2 for 3. He's got a single, a double in 2 trips. He's scored a run and driven in a run. And he swings at a fastball and just misses underneath this one as he lifts a fly ball into left center field. And Nishikawa over to make the catch. And that is going to retire Manami for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Ariel Martinez. Martinez stepping to the plate. He is 2 for 3 tonight. He has had a couple of singles. He has also scored a run. He made that fantastic catch to end the last half inning. But a over-the-shoulder basket catch to retire the Buffaloes in their half of the inning. There's a breaking ball that misses up and in, and the count is 1-0 to Martinez. Right-hander against the right-hander. Abby delivers a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Martinez waggling the bat, waiting here on the offering from Abby, where he really gets low. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, and it's pop foul. Going to reach the seats right behind home plate, and the count now goes to 2-1. All the other games are getting into the deep water. Curious to see if the Buffaloes, or I should say the Hawks, were able to score a run. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is going to be drilled off the wall in left field. Racing into second and sliding in safely with a double is Martinez. The ball was absolutely scorched. So he's got himself a 1-out double. That's his 3rd hit of the ball game. He's in at second base, and that is going to bring up the catcher, Yua Tamiya. Watch that one again. If it was probably hit to a different part of the park, would have had a chance to leave the yard, but there's a really big wall down the left field line. And he played ping pong off the wall. It was really fielded nicely by the left fielder, Nishikawa. And Martinez really had to dig in hard into second base to reach that safely. So he is aboard with a 1-out double, and that brings up to the plate Yua Tamiya. Tamiya tonight officially 1 for 1. He has a double and an RBI. He scored a run. He's been hit by a pitch, and he had a sacrifice bunt. He takes a breaking ball down for ball 1. The count is 1-0. So he's been all over the base paths tonight, has been Tamiya. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball swung on, grounded fair down the right field line past the diving Tongu. And coming in to score the 5th run of the game is going to be Martinez. So that is going to be a RBI double for Tamiya. He's now got 2 RBIs on the night. You just can't seem to keep him off the base paths. Martinez around to score. The scoreline is now 5-0 for the Fighters. That might be the backbreaker right there. You think about it. Buffaloes had the bases loaded, and their half of the 7th inning weren't able to cash a run in. And now with 1 out, a back-to-back doubles by Martinez and Tamiya have put the Fighters out in front 5-0. And now Yuya Gunji coming to the plate. And for Gunji, he's 1 for 3 tonight as he swings at the first pitch, chops it up the middle, fielded by Kirby-Ashi. He throws to first. Gunji retired on a ground out 6-3. He's out for out number 2. Tamiya advances over to third. And that is going to leave it all up to the center fielder, Go Matsumoto. Well, for Matsumoto, he has been aboard a couple of times tonight. He's officially 1 for 3. He bounced into a fielder's choice in the first inning. He had singled in the 3rd and flew out to right in the 5th. As he bats here for the 4th time tonight in the 7th inning. Here comes the offering. Pitches a breaking ball that misses down, and the count is 1-0. 221 is Matsumoto's batting average, and to think a couple of years ago he had won the batting title in the Pacific League. Friend Jason says he is tapping out. He says he needs to go to bed. Well, we appreciate you for being in here with us tonight, Jason, as long as you did. Maybe we'll see you again tomorrow night. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-0 on Matsumoto. Can't say I blame you if you're a Buffaloes fan. The lights may be out or very, very dim on this one here for them to come back. As here comes the pitch from the Righty, it's a fastball swung on and lifted foul into the seats on the first base side of home plate. The count is now 2-1 to Matsumoto. He says B's down 5 and not worth staying up for. Well, that is the case. If they would have cashed in their half of the 8th inning, or their half of the 7th inning, I should say, then it would probably be worth hanging around. But they are running out of outs. The sand in the hourglass is fleeting quickly. There's a fastball swung on. It's lifted into shallow center field. Moving over is Fukuda. He makes the catch, and that is going to retire Matsumoto for the 3rd out of the inning. Well, they got a run in the inning on the Martinez double. He was driven home by Tamiya. There was 1 run on 2 hits. There was no errors. And there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 7 complete. Your score is the Fighters 5. And the Buffaloes no score. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for jumping in here with us tonight. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 2, 3, and 4 hitters to come to bat for the Buffaloes. We do have a pitching change as the Fighters have gone to their bullpen. Get you caught up on that in just a moment. I have a feeling it is Patrick Murphy, but we'll have to officially get that for you in just a moment. Did not get the number, but it does look like it is Murphy on the hill, number 31, as he is coming on in relief here. 9 innings pitched so far. He has a 5.87 ERA, as he is going to be entrusted to have to face Adachi, Mori, and Cedeno. So pitcher number 3 here used by the Fighters. And the first pitch is a fastball that catches the outside corner, and the count is quickly 0-1. Adachi tonight 0 for 3. He has struck out twice. Waves at a breaking ball, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Jose says that batting on the KBO is his preference. Fastball misses down and away, and the count runs to 1-2. I can't say that I blame you. The KBO is probably a lot easier sport, or a lot easier league in which to place your nickels on. A little bit more predictable in some cases. The teams at the top are top heavy, and the teams at the bottom are not very good. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. There's a fastball that misses upstairs. Count now goes to 2-2. As he says, I don't think he bet. He's just a Buffaloes fan. Here's the pitch. It's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is going to be looped into shallow center field. It's going to get down for a hit. Adachi is aboard with a leadoff single here in the 8th inning, and that is going to bring up the catcher, Tomoya Mori. Our friend Jason taps out for the night, and you watch, the Buffaloes will probably come on back. And he'll be all upset tomorrow when he comes back into the stream. So the runner at first is Adachi. Tomoya Mori comes to the plate. He is officially 0 for 1 tonight. He has walked 2 times this evening. He is also lined out to right field. So Mori coming to the plate with the Buffaloes down by 5. Pitch on the way, fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike it is. Right-hander Murphy ready to go again. Delivers a fastball that just misses. I'm not sure where that was. That's going to be 1 ball and 1 strike. I have to say, the one thing I don't like about this is just how far the angle is of the cameras. Some of the leagues or some of the teams that you watch, the camera is a little bit more straight on. Here, the pitches look pretty darn good, but it's the angle of the camera that plays havoc. There's a ground ball hit to the first baseman, Martinez. They go to second for 1. Back to first. It's not in time. It's going to go down in the books as a fielder's choice, 3-6 to retire Adachi at second. Mori is safe on the backside over here. And that's going to bring up the designated hitter, Leandro Cedeno. Have to give credit to Mori for hustling down the line, be able to prevent himself from grounding into the double play. Jose says the closer for the A's is nasty, Mason Miller. Yeah, I saw him throw, I think it was 102 or 103. Against the Yankees, I think it was Stanton and Judge he had retired. Fastball swung on and fouled away. The count is 0-1 to Cedeno. Cedeno today 0 for 3. He has struck out twice and lined to third in his 3 trips to the plate. Jose said he lost because he bet the Orioles yesterday. I thought the Orioles won yesterday. I thought that was that not the game that they Joe Adele got thrown out at second base to end the ball game? Pretty sure that, or maybe that was the day before. I can't remember, but a bizarre way to finish the game. There's a breaking ball swung on and lifted foul into the seats down the right field line, and the count now goes to 0-2. As he says, the Orioles killed his parlay yesterday. Parlay killer of the Orioles. We're now past the 3-hour mark in this one. We're at officially 3:02. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left center field. Moving over underneath it is Matsumoto. He fields it. He makes the catch. Holding at first is Mori. Cedeno just missed that one. He's gone for the second out of the inning, and it's going to leave it up to the left fielder, Ryoma Nishikawa. The official attendance for this one here tonight, ironically, has not been posted yet. I was just taking a look to see if they had it up. They do have it up in some of the other games around, but not in this one here. So Nishikawa batting here. His average is dipped to 218. And the first pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Zay says it's 4 a.m. there, so it's technically yesterday. Jose said they lost to the A's. Kimbrel blew the save. Oh, yeah, that's right. I think it was 3-2, I think the score line was in that one. So no balls and 1 strike. Murphy ready to go. The pitch on the way is a fastball. Misses inside, and the count goes to 1-1 on Nishikawa. So 1 strike it is. Right-hander delivers. It's a fastball that misses up. They peel over to the third base umpire, but they said Nishikawa didn't go. Boy, not so sure about that one. I know it's sometimes you're protecting yourself or trying to get out of the way, but Jose said, could you tell me the numbers from Sasaki? His season numbers or his... I assume you're asking for. Here comes the pitch. It's a breaking ball that this is down and in. The count goes to 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike as the pitcher, Murphy, ready to go. As he kicks and delivers. That is going to be a breaking ball. This is going to be ball 4. Nishikawa is going to be aboard. That is going to be a 2-out walk. That's going to put runners at first and second. It's going to bring Yuma Tongu to the plate. Friend Jose was asking about season numbers. The season numbers on Roki Sasaki, he's got 2 wins and 1 loss and 4 starts. 26 innings pitched, 17 hits, 8 runs, 6 have been earned. He's walked 8 and struck out 27. So there you have it there. The right-hander kicks and delivers. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. Oh, Yuma Tongu just not on song with the home plate umpire. Not happy again with that call. He's 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single and 2 trips and a walk. He's been on base twice. They really need Tongu to start heating up. Runner at second is Mori. Runner at first, Nishikawa. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball taken for a called strike. And if you didn't think Tongu was impressed the last time, he's definitely not impressed now. Pitch looked a little bit down. So Murphy finally gets a sign he likes, and he's ready to go. The pitch is a breaking ball missing down and away. Ball and 2 strikes to Tongu. Our friend Jose said, Imanaga threw the ball well again today. Yeah, he did. I think he's 4-0 now in his starts for the Cubs. He's been absolutely brilliant. I'm not sure what the Cubs handed out money toward him, but he has been worth every nickel they have paid so far. And there is a breaking ball that misses down, but Tongu checks his swing. They go appeal to the first base umpire. They said he went around, and that is going to do it. He's going to be gone for the 3rd out of the inning. There was no runs in the inning. There was a hit. There was no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. And now the Buffaloes have left 9 runners aboard here through 8 innings. Your score as we move to the bottom of the 8th. It is a 5-0 ball game for the Fighters. We'll be back in just a couple moments after this. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us. The Last Raps Baseball Network. Our friend John in the house. Is this guy at the game? No, but we're watching the game here for you. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We appreciate you guys for hanging in on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We got a pitching change as Kosei Yoshida is coming into the ball game. We'll be back with all of that in just a few when we return. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back, everybody. It is a pitching change, and the former fighter himself, Kosei Yoshida, is taking to the hill here. We also have a new second baseman for the Buffaloes. It's going to be number 31, Ryo Oda, taking over for Ryo Adachi. So one Ryo to another, as that is where we stand here. And for the right-hander Yoshida on the season, he is making his 10th appearance. He has 8 1/3 innings under his belt. He's allowed 7 hits. He has walked 2. He has struck out 7, and he has given up 3 earned runs. He's got an ERA of 3.24. So he is going to be facing the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the batting order. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses down and in. Count is 1-0. Yoshida making appearance number 10 on the year. A career high 51 a couple of years ago for the Fighters, as there's a fastball swung on and lifted, foul down the left field line. Count now goes to 1-2 on Kamikawa Kabata. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kawakabata 2 for 3 tonight. He's got a couple of singles. He has struck out. As Yoshida ready to deliver again. He kicks and fires. Fastball just misses outside. Yoshida thought it was strike 3. He started to walk around like he was. It punched out the batter here. But not so fast, says the home plate umpire. Here comes the 2-2. There's a fastball swung onto his line, foul into the seats down the left field line. Count remains at 2-2. 8, 9, and 1 in the batting order here to face the right-hander. It is Kamikawa Kabata, Mizuno, and Kato. You're in the bottom of the 8th inning. And he pitches a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 3-2. We do have some final scores now in across the NPB. We'll get you caught up on that in a moment. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lined into center field for a base hit. Kamikawa Kabata has his 3rd hit of the night. He's got a single, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Tatsuki Mizuno. The Giants held on to beat the Bay Stars tonight 2-1 in Yokohama. It's currently in the top of the 9th inning. At the Bantalin Dome in Nagoya, it's a 6-4 lead for the Carp over the Dragons. Top of the 9th inning at the Koshin Stadium. We'll get an update there. It's 5-4 for the Tigers. Looks like they had runners at the corners with 2 out. That game could be over as well. Looks like that Maruyama had struck out to end the game. We'll get confirmation of that in just a moment. So the Tigers 5-4 winners. There's a breaking ball swung on, grounded up the middle, almost in the same spot. Well, I thought I was watching a replay. And Mizuno has got himself a single. Kamikawa Kabata at second. Runners at first and second with nobody out in the top of the order. And Gosuke Kato coming to bat. Or is he? Or are they going for a pinch hitter here? Looks like the manager, Shinjo, is making a move in some capacity. Either going to be a pinch hitter or a pinch runner. We'll have to just wait and see. And it is going to be a pinch hitter, as it is going to be number 99, and that is Franmil Reyes coming in to hit for Kato. And he pitches a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Franmil Reyes. Big fellow looking to do some damage. Here's the 0-1. Fastball misses upstairs. Count runs even to 1-1. Where the game started, Franmil Reyes was wearing the number 3 of Cato in the dugout, having a little fun with his teammate. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. As the right-hander delivers a fastball swung on, popped up in the shallow right field. Coming in on it is the right fielder, Sugimoto. He's there. He makes the catch. That is going to retire Reyes for the first out of the inning. So he's in the books for out number 1, and that is going to bring up the left fielder, Ryota Isobata. Well, for Isobata tonight, he is officially 0 for 4. We'll just make our confirmation that it is going to be Isobata. It looks like a pinch hitter for him. So Isobata, his night will be over. A little surprising because I would have thought that they would have kept him in for defensive purposes more than anything. This is going to be Kotaro Kiyomiya coming into bat. So Kiyomiya takes a first pitch fastball inside for a ball. The count is 1-0. I think I would have thought that Isobata would have been a defensive option for the Fighters. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Fastball swung on, grounded over to the right side. Tonga feels that they go to second for 1, but they're not going to bring it back for a shot at the double play. It's going to be a fielder's choice. It's going to erase Mizuno at second. It's going to go in the books 3-6. He's gone for out number 2. Advancing over to third is Kamikawa Kabata. And safe at first is Kiyomiya, and that's going to bring up the right fielder, Chusei Manami. Well, for Manami, he is 2 for 4 in this one. He's got a single, a double. He's grounded out, and he has flown out to left. So 2 for 4 here tonight. Manami stepping in here at the plate, digging in, ready to face the first offering from the right-hander Yoshida, as he delivers a breaking ball for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike it is. Yoshida checks the runner at first. He's got a jam on his hands here. Runners at the corners, 2 gone. Slow breaking ball taken for a called strike. It's now 0-2 to Manami. It's now extra innings in Fukuoka, 1-1 as the Hawks and the Lions are all locked up. My money goes on to the Hawks in this one. There's a fastball missing upstairs. The count now goes to 1-2. Lions bullpen is not exactly the strength of their ball club. In the bottom of the 9th inning, it's a 4-1 lead for the Eagles over the Marines. Hoping we could get an update on that one there. Here comes the pitch on the 1-2. Fastball that misses down. It's now 2-2. Looks like that game is now over. 4-1 final. As the Eagles are going to get a victory in that one. So Yoshida with a 2-2 count here on Manami. 2 gone here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Fighters looking to pad their lead. Runners are at the corners. Kamikawa Kabata at third and Kiyomiya at first. And here's the pitch. Split finger pitch misses down. It's now 3-2 to Minami. Waiting on deck is Ariel Martinez, so it won't get any easier for the right-hander. So 3 balls and 2 strikes. Minami waiting on the offering from the right-hander here, who kicks and delivers. Breaking ball misses down. It's ball 4. That's going to load the bases. And the big Cuban is going to come to the plate with an opportunity to blow this game wide open. Martinez tonight is 3 for 4. He's got 2 singles, a double. He has scored a pair of runs, and he has popped out to second. So nowhere to put him, as Yoshida is going to have to face him here. Base is full of fighters. Martinez, the big fella here, facing Yoshida for the first time. Here comes the first pitch. Fastball misses down and away, and the count is 1-0. He's probably going to have to get a good pitch to... He's going to get at least one good pitch to swing at here, one would think. The big fella Martinez waits. Here comes the pitch. Another breaking ball down. It's now 2-0. So you got to think that his eyes are going to light up like saucers. Yoshida can't get his fastballs or get his breaking balls over for strikes. Now he's going to have to come with a heater. As Martinez waiting here on the offering from the right-hander. Yoshida gets his sign from Mori as he works to the set. And here comes the pitch. Breaking ball waved out and missed. Now the count goes to 2-1 on Martinez. Runner at third, Kamikawa Kabata. Runner at second, Kiyomiya. Runner at first, Minami. Bases are loaded. 2 gone here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 2 balls and 1 strike to Ariel Martinez. One swing of the bat blows this game wide open. And here's the pitch. Breaking ball swung on and fouled off the catcher, Mori, right at home plate. Count reigns at 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes it is. As we say, we're keeping an eye on the out-of-town scoreboard. 3 games are now final. The game that interests us right now is that game between the Carp and the Dragons. Game is in the bottom of the 9th inning. It looks like that game could be over now. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into straightaway center field. Coming in is Fukuda, but it's going to get down in front of him. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. It's a 2-run single by Martinez. He picks up his 4th hit of the night. 2 more runs come across. It is now a 7-0 ball game. Stopping at second is Minami. But crossing the plate, Kamikawa Kabata with the 6th, and then Kitaro Kiyomiya with the 7th run of the game for the Fighters, and that is going to bring up the catcher, Yua Tamiya. And Tamiya's been a tough guy to keep off the bases as well tonight. He's got a couple of doubles. He's driven in 2 runs. He's had a sacrifice bunt and he was hit by a pitch. So 7-0, the Fighters now have the lead. Our friend Zay says a bit of insurance, and John says vamoose. Yeah. There's a breaking ball that misses, and the count is 1-0 to Tamiya. They do have a runner in for Martinez over at first base. That's going to be number 56, Ryohei Hosokawa. So Yoshida falling behind the count again. He delivers a fastball that misses upstairs. Count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes. Right-hander holding set. Checks the runner at second, now delivers. Fastball swung on and lifted foul down the left field line, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Tamiya. So 2 balls and 1 strike. The right-hander working himself to the set position now delivers. Fastball swung on and lifted foul. Reached the seats over on the third base side. Count goes to 2-2. Tamiya swinging a hot bat as he waits here on the offering from the right-hander Yoshida. Yoshida checks the runner. He works himself set. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted foul into the seats down the left field line. Hits the netting. Actually, just in front of it. Looks like there were some home runs in that game in Chinichi. I think there was 3 home runs tonight by the Dragons, 1 by the Carp. But yet the Carp were able to hang on to win that one in 3 hours and 21 minutes. Fastball swung on and fouled away. Count remains at 3-2 to Tamiya. And it looks like that the Hawks have walked off the Lions. So every game around the NPB is now a final. We'll give you those here in just a moment. As the 3-2 is on the way, the runners go. Fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the first base side. The count remains at 3-2. So Central League Finals 5-4. The Tigers knocked off the Swallows. That game is done. 6-4. Carp knocked off the Dragons. 2-1 for the Giants over the Bay Stars. Eagles won 4-1 tonight against the Marines. Hawks walk it off in the bottom of the 10th inning. They beat the Lions 2-1. And this one here, of course, the Fighters have a 7-0 lead. Fastball swung on. This ball is lined into left field. It's going to get down for a base hit, and it's going to get all the way to the wall. Fukuda's going to feel it. Manami comes in to score. Stopping at second is Tamiya with his 3rd double of the night. And coming home to cross is the pinch runner, Hosokawa, for Martinez. And that is going to increase the score line to 9-0. Not the homecoming that Kosei Yoshida was looking for here. But 2 RBIs for Tamiya. He has driven in 4 tonight. Absolute masterclass at the plate. He has been on all 5 times he's come to bat. 3 doubles tonight. 4 RBIs. He's got a sac bunt and was hit by a pitch. Talk about somebody who is locked in. And Yoshida looking for a place to dig a hole. But nowhere that he can do it. It's going to be Yuya Gunji coming to the plate. Or is it? Looks like we may have a pinch hitter for Gunji. I'll have to pick up that number here in just a moment. Here comes the first offering. It's a breaking ball swung on. This is Taiki Namura. Popped up over on the first base side, moving over underneath it and making the catch is Tagu, and that is going to do it. That is the 3rd out of the inning. It came a little bit too late. 4 runs in the inning on the benefit of 4 hits. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the top of the 9th inning. Your score is the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters 9 and the Orix Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. We're going to bring this home for you in a few minutes. bottom of or top of the ninth coming up when we return after this.
Oh, hello. Oh, hey. Yep. I'm just sitting here listening to Freddie call another game here on YouTube. Oh, yeah, going really good. He's calling a great game, really exciting, lots of stuff going on. You're lucky it's commercial break right now. I got a second. Oh, yeah, of course I'm having a cold one. Oh, yeah, got plenty of videos coming up this week. You should stop in, check them out, leave a like, tell other people. But, Freddie's coming back. I got to go catch the game. I will check in with you later. You have a good night, buddy. Bye.
Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the top of the ninth inning, and it is a 9-0 lead here for the Fighters. It's going to be Brian Rodriguez coming in. He is slated to face Yumamune, Kotaro Kobayashi, and Yataro Sugimoto, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters in the Buffalo batting order. So Brian Rodriguez in to try to close this out. So Mune coming to the plate. He is 1 for 3 in this one. As Martinez is just finishing off his final tosses. Fighters in a romp here tonight. Take a quick peek at our predictions from the night. Looks like we're going to go 4-2 tonight, including our best pick being the Tigers. Our friend earlier in here in the stream, Fox 12 had picked the Tigers, but to win by 1.5, and that didn't happen tonight. So Rodriguez on in relief. It's only a second appearance, and he pitches a fastball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0 to Yumamune. Mune tonight 1 for 3 in his 3 trips to the plate. Were some defensive changes for the Fighters as well. Breaking ball misses down and in. The count now goes to 2-0. So 2 balls and no strikes it is. As the right-hander kicks and fires, there's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count now goes to 2-1 on Mune. Right-hander Rodriguez fires. Ground ball right back off the pitcher's leg over to third. And they're not going to be able to make the play, as Gunji had come in to get it, but he had to eat it. That's going to be an infield single for Mune as it hit the pitcher, and now they've got everybody to check on the pitcher. It is the full-on cautiousness of the ball club here. They always are concerned of the health and safety of their players. So runner at first is Mune. It's the shortstop Kobayashi coming to the plate. He is 1 for 3 in this one. He's got a single in 3 trips. Rodriguez is okay. He is ready to resume the action. Only 1 appearance this year so far, and welcome back to the NPB by getting drilled. As that first pitch is a breaking ball that catches the outside corner to Kobayashi. Count is 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Buffalo's trying to break the shutout here tonight. We did talk at the top of the stream about the difference in runs for and runs against. And if the scoreline holds true here in this one, the Fighters will catch back up to their plus minus. They'll be right at 0. They'll have been even Steven. That's assuming that they don't allow another run here. Here comes the 0-2 to Kobayashi. Fastball swung on and fouled away right at home plate, and the count remains at 1-2. With the Fighters looking like they're going to win tonight, they'll keep pace with the Hawks. But the Buffaloes and Marines are going to give ground. Eagles will keep their ground. And of course, the Lions, who jumped out that early 1-0 lead, will slide 8 games back of the leaders. Fastball misses outside. The count now goes to 1-2 on Kobayashi. Tigers winning tonight. Give themselves a little distance on the Giants. They got a 2-game lead on them. Giants and the Dragons will fall to 2 back. Bay Stars will fall to 3 back. Carp will stay at 2 back. There's a breaking ball that's down. The home plate umpire goes up with the right hand saying Kobayashi went around. He's gone for the first out of the inning. It's slated to bring up the right fielder Yotaro Sugimoto. In the Pacific League, with the Buffaloes on their way to losing here tonight, they'll slip to 4.5 back. Marines will move to 6.5 back. The Eagles are at 5.5. The Lions are in last place at 8 back. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. I remember a year or two ago, I was talking to some Lion fans, and they were saying about how they just can't keep their stars. Guys, it seems like every year they lose a star. There's a fastball swung on and it's foul over on the third base side. 0-2 now to Sugimoto. Think about Yamakawa, who is with Fukuoka now. You look at the catcher Mori. Shogo Akiyama took his trade to the United States a few years ago. Came back to the Carp. Yusei Kikuchi, he was a Lion. He went for brighter pastures with the Mariners and now the Blue Jays. Here comes the 0-2. Fastball swung on and again fouled into the legs of Sugimoto. Count remains at 0-2. They just can't keep their star players, guys that are pretty good. It ends up going somewhere else. Our friend John says he appreciates the broadcast. We appreciate you being in here with us, John. We'll be back on the airwaves again tomorrow night. Same 2 teams, but it'll be 9 o'clock Pacific or midnight Eastern if you are in the neighborhood. There's a fastball taken for a called third strike. Oh, Sugimoto didn't like it. He's down on strikes for out number 2. And that is going to leave it all up to the top of the order in Shuhei Fukuda. One thing that hasn't reared its head tonight has been the ugly defensive play of the Fighters. Last year, that was one of their Achilles heel. Their defense was not what I would call spectacular. In fact, at times it was downright ugly. So we haven't seen the errors tonight, and that's a good thing for them. First pitch fastball misses inside to Fukuda. Counts 1-0. Fukuda officially 1 for 4 tonight. He's got a single in 4 trips. He's batting .348 on the young season. Runner Mune, the runner at first. 2 gone here in the inning. Here's the pitch. Fastball, take it for a called strike. Oh, that's where the umpire, even the guys in the dugout are laughing now. You can see Franmil Reyes and Hiromi Ito getting a good chuckle out of that. That pitch was well down. Home plate umpire is wanting to get this one over with now. 9-0 ball game. Up with the right hand he goes. Anything close, better swing. There's a breaking ball that misses outside. I'm surprised he didn't give him that one. But how can you blame him? It's a 9-0 ball game. He probably wants to get out of there without picking up a knock. Some sort of injury. He wants this one to end in a hurry. Here comes the 2-1. Fastball misses down, and the count now goes to 3-1. And now Rodriguez wants another baseball because the one he has he doesn't like. So 3 balls and 2 strikes it is. So the right-hander ready to go again. He kicks and he fires. Fastball misses outside. It's going to be ball 4. Fukuda's going to get himself a walk. It's going to advance Tongu over to second. It's going to bring up... it's supposed to bring up Ryo Adachi, but he is out of the game. It's going to bring up Ryo Oda to the plate, or at least scheduled to. We'll see if Oda is still coming to bat here, or if they're going to go to yet another pinch hitter. We're going to check that out. It is Ryo Oda. Oda batting 179, 5 for 28 on the season. No homers and 4 RBIs. As the first pitch is ready to come from Rodriguez. Breaking ball swung on and fouled off the mask of the catcher, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Oda. So no balls and 1 strike. After this one is done, we'll give you the roundup again from the NPB, and then we'll call it a night. We'll be back on the airwaves again in less than 24 hours. Hopefully you can join us again. There's a fastball swung on, grounded softly over to short. Mizuno fields it. He throws on the run, and that is going to do it. A ground out 6-3. Oda gone for the third out of the inning. No runs in the inning on 1 hit. There was no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. And this one here, very interesting. 11 runners the Buffaloes stranded on base tonight. Shocking, to say the least. Your final score is the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters 9 and the Orix Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a moment to wrap this one up for you when we return after this. Hang tight.
Steve here from outside his refrigerator that a lot of you like so much. So let's go inside. There's my hot sauces and other stuff. Let's see what we can do here for Freddie. Awesome game, Freddie. Keep up the good work. We love the baseball. So why don't we rip open Garbage Pail Kids just for you and the listeners. Large Marge, she belongs in the fridge. Liberty Libby, well, she belongs down here on the beer. Apple Corey, hey, he's pretty cool. Put him on that beer up here. And Target Margaret. All Series 3 Chrome Garbage Pail Kids. Freddie, back to you in the game, and everybody else, please enjoy everything he does and tip him nicely.
Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you, Zay, for popping in here tonight. We'll just take a quick look at that out-of-town scoreboard. We'll wrap it up. We'll call it an evening. Final scores, everything is now done across the NPB. 2-1, the Giants beat the Bay Stars tonight in the Central League. Also in the Central League, 6-4 for the Carp over the Dragons. At the Cochin, it was the Tigers knocking off the Swallows 5-4. This one here, 9-0 Fighters beat the Buffaloes. It was a complete and utter skunking. 4-1 Eagles beat the Marines. In extra innings, it was a 2-1 ball game as the Hawks walked off the Lions in that one there. Once again, everybody, we appreciate you guys for listening in tonight. We thank you for your support. We look forward to seeing you guys again with us tomorrow. Have a great night, everybody. We'll catch you again on the flip side.